Oh, that cup song thing. I can't remember that shit. Never mind. Whatever. I don't know why Pitch Perfect popped in my head, but all right, listen, cut that. Fuck it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Anyways, what's good? Hey, everybody, what's going on? No Cooldown, episode 10. 10. We made it to 10 episodes. Like, we've made it this far. That's crazy. Like, that's time flying, bro. It's already been like 3 months. This is weird as hell, bruh. I feel old, but I still feel young because I shave now. I'm like baby face and shit. Motherfuckers call me Gemini man and stuff in my house, bro. I'm pissed off. It is what it is.
Yeah, 10 is a crazy number. It's been 10 consistent weeks. We haven't stopped. We haven't taken any breaks.
Facts. As a matter of fact, we might take a Christmas break. We might take like one break in Christmas.
Oh, but that doesn't count. That's Christmas.
That's holiday though. That's holiday. You're right. Facts. We ain't never fell. We ain't fell off yet. Facts. Tell it to the judge, boy. But anyways, I am here with my podcast partner, the Bodega Baron himself, WenEazy. How are you doing? What's going on with you?
Can't complain. A lot of good games are out. I've been literally like, I woke up this morning kind of just like you know that picture of like DJ Khaled where he's like suffering from success, where he's like just like that. That's how I feel. I have like so many games in my backlog that I'm just like, oh, I don't have enough time to play them all.
Bro, it's bad. It's bad. The backlog is getting like ridiculously like it's extensive, bro. It's extensive. Like, I just realized like after finishing Sifu, I was like, yo, bro, that was a dope experience right there. Damn near stressed the hell out of me. But let's look at turn around. Horizon on that side. I still gotta finish Mass Effect on that side. I got 3 other games I gotta try out, bro. I got all this other stuff to do on the side of that. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. But you know what? We're gonna get through it eventually. You know what I'm saying? There's one life to live. We'll make it through. I'll be geriatric in like 85 by the time my backlog finished. But it's cool. We gonna make it happen. You know. But anyways, we got a lot. A good amount to talk about this week, honestly, man. But before we get into all that, man, let's warm up, stretch the legs. You know what I'm saying? Just get into the groove as we do on No Cooldown. So first up, first story that we got from the warm up. I honestly didn't see this coming like whatsoever, but I thought this was funny as shit. But apparently, the Blue's Clues franchise. That's right, you heard me right. The Blue's Clues franchise. You heard me correct. The GOATed is getting a full-length film in 2023. So it's entitled Blue's Big City Adventure. And the funniest thing about this shit is that they're going full Spider-Verse, man. They're going to have all 3 hosts of the show, Steve, Joe, and the new guy, Josh, which I have no idea about because I'm an old, gritty-ass man, in the Paramount Plus production. So, what's... Niggas, they just, hey, yo, they're pulling Spider-Verse all over the place, bro. This is what we doing? This is what we doing now, when?
It's funny because it's just like, man, I hope the kids like it. I'm happy that they're bringing back the old Steve, I guess, for like the adults who have to watch it with their kids.
The GOAT.
Yeah, facts though. I'm happy that it's happening, but it's just funny because it's like, man, I honestly, if you would have told me Blue's Clues got canceled like 5 years ago, I'd be like, oh, crazy. Bro, that's wild.
Bro, I'm just like, they really looked at Spider-Verse like, yo, they got 3 Spider-Man. We got 3. Yeah, we making this happen. Let's go. Let's get right to it. Well, they wasted no time, boy. They put that in production ASAP. As soon as they saw the leaks of Spider-Man No Way Home, and it was like, yeah, we got to do that. We just got to do that. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, it's crazy, bro. They about to have variant, you know what I'm saying, paprikas and whatnot. I'm about to say, that whole family doesn't have like 18 kids. I'm about to say, they got all season and shit like that. Shout out to Salt and Pepper, though. They were doing their thing. Shout to them out there. But I just thought that was a funny quick one, bro. Next up on the warm-up, man. I know this is something you might be tapped into, man. I wanted to get your thoughts on this, but Destiny 2, the Witch Queen trailer dropped. A whole new cinematic trailer came out this week, and I just wanted to get your thoughts on the rollout. What it's looking like, what we might see.
It looks so good, but like I've literally been avoiding this as kind of like, it's weird. It's kind of like when I look at the Witch Queen trailers, it's like your crush who you asked out but like rejected you, but you're still cool. Like, you're not trying to be a jerk, but you're also like, I'm not trying to hurt myself by looking at this because I have no plans on buying it after the acquisition that like Sony made not too long ago when they bought Bungie, because I bought so much stuff on the Game Pass and I might lose all that stuff on the Game Pass and I don't want to buy it again. I think it's going to be a phenomenal drop. I'm super happy for all the Destiny fans and all the Destiny content creators. I know Amaze is going to be doing freestyles over the content. It's going to be super
facts.
sick. I'm really excited, and I know Lord Balvin is really really excited for it as well. I can't wait to see all the content that gets made with it. But like for example, me, my humble self, I have it. I got my girlfriend to download it on Game Pass. She has no plans on paying $40 for the expansion. I only got one other friend who is willing to pay $40 for the expansion. But again, if we buy it on Xbox, what if Game Pass is like, yo, remember all those Destiny expansions that we gave you for free? We're taking that back because Sony is
Mm,
pulling it off of the Game Pass. So
psych
it's like
yet?
I'm waiting to see what happens if there's a restructure in their payment like policy. If they're like, hey, now if you buy one DLC on the Bungie store, you get it everywhere. Then that'll be different. I'll definitely be more into it. Even if it was a little bit more expensive. Like if you would have told me Witch Queen is 40 on every platform, but if you want a universal copy, pay an extra $10 and it'll be everywhere. Me personally, I would pay the 50 just because I wouldn't have to worry about where is this gonna go, where is this gonna be, things like that nature. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, stop, when don't tell Bungie to charge us more money because they will, and I know that they will. But it's just like their payment model is very confusing. It is not for somebody like me who's broker than broke. It's not, it's just not in the cards right now. But
Yeah.
man, those cinematics look crazy.
Hey, I'm one. I'm like, yo, this look crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I know the Destiny 2 players gonna love this, but I ain't touched Destiny 2 in a fucking like literally like 85 fortnights. No pun intended, bro. It's like, yo, I haven't touched this game in years, but it looks really really cool. My question is again, what are they gonna lock behind more like paid content walls? Like, is anything gonna change with this type of shit? Like, what might get locked away that we might not know of? You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like with these updates, there's always a little catch, whether it be something behind a paywall or whatever.
It's definitely gonna be dungeons. They love doing that where they're like, oh, you can buy the cool part, the cool 3-person thing that a lot of people enjoy. You can buy them separately or whatever. It's gonna be a bunch of like things that you would normally assume to be free. I wish they wouldn't even like. I don't even like the fact that they lock content behind the paywalls. Like locking a dungeon out is kind of whack. Maybe locking behind rewards, but again, I don't think you should really lock anything behind anything if it's a free to play game. That's
Facts.
just me. At that point,
Facts.
I'd rather pay $15 a month and just get all my cool Destiny shit than fucking have to pay $40 for every expansion. And then, oh, you missed this season. Now you got to buy the deluxe edition. It's a headache. Like you got to get an accountant to help you purchase a Destiny expansion. It just doesn't make sense.
They running the numbers on your taxes like,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
bro. I'm
saying?
not
Like,
gonna lie. You going to,
uh,
you know what I'm saying? You gonna put this at 6% if you want to come get this whole thing for the year, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
like it's crazy.
It's a lot, bro. It's a lot. But purely from a cinematic standpoint, without the actual
Oh,
logistics, game it looks pretty dope.
phenomenal,
The expansion
phenomenal.
looks pretty solid. So you know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep an eye out for that one out there. Last topic of the warm up. This was an interesting one. I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna spawn a slightly bigger conversation about life and shit. So basically, one of the more bizarre stories of this week, Disney announced a new residential community, basically a living space for people to like move into and have a life in. It's called Story Living. So Story Living by Disney is a master plan residential community that's designed to be the perfect setting for Disney fans to write the next exciting chapter in their lives. Residents will be able to attend Disney themed activities and programming throughout the year, in addition to special club memberships for an extra fee. Public visitors will be able to purchase a day pass to access the community and its various shops. Now, I have so many questions. I have so many swirling emotions and thoughts in my head, but what's going on with this? Story Living at Disney residential space, bro. They just making Levitt towns for Disney and shit. Like, what's going on?
You know how like some people's entire personality is like, I'm a big Disney fan. Like now it's
Oh,
kind of like you can put your money where your mouth is because now
what's up?
if you tell
You
me you're
about
a
it?
diehard, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're a diehard Disney fan, hey, you're not. I don't see you living at the community. I'm just
Facts,
saying it don't
facts.
seem
You
that
a story?
diehard
You
to
a story
me.
living though? You a story? I don't think you a story living though. I don't
Uh,
know. You ain't about that life for real, for real. That's facts.
the big question to me is like, well, one, how much are these houses gonna cost? Uh, is this
Cool.
gonna be like the most? Is this the most gated of communities? Like, is this the most gated? Like, it has to be. If you're selling tickets to go to a neighborhood, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I've never seen that. Like, this has to be the
Bro,
most gated community in existence. I've never seen
ever.
bigger gatekeeping. Like, it just doesn't make sense. It's also insane to me like that people have to pay for passes to the public. Like this isn't like a place to live. Like you're a
Pay for
normal human
passes
being.
to go in a living community, like a whole town center. You know what I'm saying?
Like that's great. Imagine if you like. I get like paying the tolls to drive into New York, but that's completely different from being like, hey, this is the town of blah blah blah, California, and if you want to go into this neighborhood, you're gonna have to pay some money to get in there. Like that's just crazy. These people monopolize. Like it's insane. I think this is a horrible thing. I'm not a big fan of it whatsoever. But like, if you would have told me they're creating just Disney themed apartments, I guess it's just regular apartments, but they're Disney themed. I'm like, this is cool. But like, you guys are turning like somebody's residential area into like a park.
it's
Weird.
a whole dedicated space for Disney life, like around, and I'm just like, that's kind of insane to me.
It's
I
kind
just
of
got some
cringe.
I got some questions. That is very cringe to me, but I got some questions. You know what I'm saying? So just I happen by any chance there might be a drug dealer in these communities. What's Mickey Mouse gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like
Eh,
what happens when real life hits Mickey Mouse? It's not gonna be a small world after all, boy. I tell you that much. Shit gonna get real. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be some real eyes on it. That's one question. Two, if I buy like tickets for Universal in those living communities, are they gonna like arrest me or some shit? Like, what's the policy if I go to like different parks? If I want to go to Busch Gardens and shit, and they just like, nah, nigga, you live here, bro. You in Story living, bro. Why you buying Busch Garden tickets? What's wrong with you? You gonna like come in my house and raid my shit? They're gonna swat me? Like what? I don't know what is going on with that, but my general consensus on this is it is a horrible idea. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like it. Listen, if you're one of those people who have literally had like uh what's it called, Mickey Mouse tattoo strap, you know what I'm saying, on your inner thigh since you was like 13, 14, 15, cool, do what you do, that this is perfectly for you. But I feel like the general concept of Disney expanding your whole entire life and then being in your living situation, that's a bit, you know what I'm saying, Mickey Mouse really trying to get in your house. You really like it's really about to be the house of mouse for real. That's kind of wild. You bugging your shit to the hilt. You gonna get
like,
spied on and all that.
imagine Goofy coming up to you asking you for your rent. Like that's insane. Like that's an
Bro.
insane thing.
So you didn't pay on the first. Oh, like what, nigga?
You need to get your things out by tonight. Oh, yeah. Like that's crazy. That's nuts.
I'm finished.
Like what? Where are what reality is this? This
Bro, oh
can't be
my.
real life.
People are on the run. You got freaking Pluto trying to sniff down tracks in the community and shit. Like, oh my goodness gracious, bro.
Donald
Like,
Duck is just running after you because
I'm
you smell like a pound. Like yo, he's like, are you
facts.
smoking? Are you? Yo, oh my god, there's just so many things that it just doesn't make sense.
There's
I don't know.
too many, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's too many left lanes you can go into with this situation. I'm not gonna lie here. Like, there's too much brand imagery connected to real life. And then when real life shit hits this community, y'all gonna be like, that's crazy. Like, that's wild. Like, who knew there was an opioid crisis in story living, bro? I thought Disney, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want no damn Disney dollars, bro. Get that shit out my face. I don't want it, bro. I don't want it. That's good. Y'all can keep that,
Yeah.
bro. You can keep it. Oh my goodness, man. But that's the warm up. All right. I think we're a little bit loose now. We're good to go. Let's get into some of these main topics, man. Let's start off with a little bit of a hotly contested. When I seen some of this, some spark up, some criticism about some of this stuff this week. So we heard a lot of pushback on the latest round of cosmetic unlocks and paywalls that are attached to the new season of Apex Legends entitled Defiance. According to the released information, the new prestige skins will have tiered leveling that is differentiated by damage milestones, with Bloodhound being first up. But the controversy is coming from the fact that the skin can only be obtained by collecting all 24 items in the collection event and after being locked in a mythic shop for 150 heirloom shards, which equate to about $160. Now, people are critiquing the quality of progression in the prestige skin tiers, lack of access to the skin post-event, i.e. the paywall, and a bit of a backtrack on Respawn's part from a previous event to keep good on their promise to keep multiple earnable tracks to unlock cosmetics. So basically they're locking this behind a paywall after the collection event. Like, they're locking this back, and then they're saying this might be the only way you can get it in a certain sense after the collection event. So we kind of ran into this problem beforehand with the Iron Crown event. Just want to get your thoughts on that. What's it looking like for this situation? Because I'm like, people was up in arms about this.
It's disgusting. I think that this is super disgusting because it makes you like the thing about prestige skins in most games is that you have prestige skins that are like, hey, you've mastered this character, you've shown that you're dedicated to this XYZ. Here is a skin that shows that you've mastered this character. Like you got a mastery skin in like I want to say the best example was kind of like Paragon, but I can't even remember if I paid for my mastery skin or if I worked for it. But I believe you had to like get a certain amount of like achievements to get this skin. The way they framed the prestige skin and the way that it was released is to me not the best. Like they're like, this is a skin that's supposed to show that you're a bloodhound main who cares about the character. You want to show off that you're a bloodhound main. I know bloodhound mains that have way more time put into the character, damage, or you name it. They just don't have $160 to spend on a cosmetic event. And that's just what it comes down to. I was fine with the heirlooms because heirlooms, it's like this super rare thing. There's like, you got to open up 500 packs and you'll get the heirloom. But blocking a skin behind it, that's insane to me because the simple fact that it's just like, yo, with that heirloom, it's something that is a cool little thing that you have when you're just walking around or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. It's nothing crazy. We all saw it as like some like super rare thing you get. It's always a big event if somebody opens up an heirloom and like out of a pack without buying the full collection. It's always like everybody's super hyped. We love to see it. But like now you're telling me that the skins are gonna be behind it. It kind of just feels like you guys are just gonna put everything cool behind this big paywall. And at that point, you might as well just charge $160 for everything
Mm-hmm.
because I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. I would have much preferred the prestige skin be something along the lines of like, hey, you need to use an absurd amount of character reward, like character points, like let's say 500,000 or like 100,000 or whatever. Like that would be more. It would make more sense because like this person has played this game, collected 500,000 character points or 100,000 character points. Now he's gonna take these character points and put it towards something because we all know character points ain't nothing but buying the one new character. But a lot of us have like stockpiles of the shit because we play the game so much. I don't even
Mm-hmm.
play the game as much as most people, but every time there's a new character release, I have enough character points to buy the new character. So
Fact.
it's like it would make more sense to use the one thing that we get by for playing the game a lot and use that for the skin or whatever. But when actually I don't even know if you'll get character points after. So I think do you still level up after level 500? I'm not sure. I don't know.
Listen, I
Me
have no clue at the top.
me
I
neither.
just play Apex for fun, bro. I'm not that type of guy, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not. But yeah.
I, I'm on the same thing, and it's like I just wish that they would like instead of trying to get people to buy full collectors events, they would just like give the fans something for once. Because I hate the argument of like, oh well, it's a free to play game. You don't have to buy the cosmetics. It's like yeah, I don't have to buy the cosmetics, but they also don't have to lie to my face when they say that this is for the bloodhound maids who like to put time into the character. No, it's for the people who have money. That's who this is
Mm,
for.
that's a fact. That's a fact. I just feel like with everything laid out, again, going back to the Iron Crown event, there was like, yo, listen, we messed up here. We know there shouldn't be only one way, you know what I'm saying, for people to purchase to obtain a certain skin or a certain thing or blah blah blah. And this seems like they're going against what they said before in this previous event. And I'm just like, okay, now you're just going back on your word. Now you're going against promises that you made to the community to make sure there's multiple ways to earn, a skin that is beyond just one single paywall or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like collection joy. But before I continue any further, can you go into a little bit of detail on just the collection event first and foremost and like what that entails to actually get the skin before it goes into a paywall?
Like me, so it's
Yeah.
basically you have to pay. I think when I got I did the deed and bought enough packs to get the Rampart heirloom. So you have to basically buy 24 packs. I was smart enough to like save up enough crafting materials to pay for the skins that come in the pack so that I would already have some unlocked before I bought it. But like I spent like 170 or actually I spent 100 like 100 or 120 on an
God
heirloom. And then
damn.
after you get yeah, no, it's nuts. And I don't know why. I think I just had a lot of money at the time. Like it was definitely one of those times where like that paycheck came in dummy fat, and I was just like, yo, that wrench looks cool, and
I
I
need it.
really did enjoy. Yeah, I enjoyed the Rampart, the minigun. And to this day, I'm still not a Rampart main, but I was really out for 2 months. I was a main, believe you me. I was about a big as main as anybody else, but you got to pay for all the packs, then you'll get the skin for free. But really, you just bought 107 fucking packs. You going to get the skin.
Hmm.
But after that, then you have to level the skin. So you have to get to the final tier, you need to do 100,000 damage as Bloodhound after getting the skin. But there's also an issue right now where every match your thing gets reset. So the only way to really get it right now, unless they fixed it as of this recording, they might have fixed it. People were saying like the only real way to get it is to do 100,000 damage in one game, which would be absurd and impossible, really. But
Like that's crazy
it's
to me.
insane.
That's crazy to
It's
me.
insane. And not even only that, if this event goes away, which is even worse, if this event goes away, the only way you'll be able to get it is by getting heirloom shards, which you only get after opening 500 Apex packs. Which I don't know the numbers to do it like the most efficient way, but we're just gonna say it's what? It's not $1 a pack, that's for sure.
Nah.
You're gonna have to spend like more than 160 because 160 is the cheapest way to do it.
Like it's crazy to the level that, you know, I understand that certain people, of course, they're gonna spring for this type of stuff. They'll go to the ends to do this type of shit. But in general, when you don't provide a path for people who are actually playing the game actively, or you know what I'm saying, to find a way that, again, that's objective based around like, yo, listen, if you want to put an absurd amount of challenges behind this prestige skin, do it. That's fine, because there's people who are game out there and would like to see that level of, okay, cool. As long as there's a path. If you pay for that skin, whatever, that's their prerogative. But if you don't provide any other alternatives to earn to get to that same status, that's crazy to me. So at some point,
Yeah.
you know, at some point they decided, you know what I'm saying, after this event, it's going behind the paywall in the heirloom shop, and it's not going to come out unless you cough up that 160. And that's wild to me, man. It's just like how much more predatory are you going to get when it comes to these in-game purchases and the skins and whatnot. And again, for the fact that a lot of people don't even care about the skins. They want heirlooms more. They want heirlooms way more.
You think I'm really gonna spend $160 for a skin that I can't see while I'm playing the game? No, I'd rather buy the Bloodhound axe than buy the skin because you can see the shit at least.
Bro, and but again, people are gonna do it. Some people are gonna
No,
do
they
it,
will.
but the fact of the matter is, it's just wrong to have that in place and not have any equivalent to where it can be earnable in game with just achievements and game time and playing and skill and doing what you need to do to achieve it, you know, organically without
Yeah.
the need of any pay incentive for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's wild.
I was gonna say like let players use character tokens to either buy packs or to
Mhm.
like buy the skin itself. But it's right now it's really showing the kind of path that they're taking when it comes to this because they brought up a new idea that people were all for, and they chose the most expensive option to implement it, and
Mhm.
it's disgusting.
Yep. And I'm just like, bro, it's becoming a real consistent problem now for Apex. And I'm like, listen, you already have real good rapport with the community in general with the stuff that you know what you've done, the gameplay, what you've set forth. But there are some little things here and there, especially with on this, you know, monetization of the game and starting to become on, you know, the predatory side and not offering any fair path for players to, you know, again, earn some things in a free game. You know, I understand, of course, you got to
Hmm.
make your money, you got to do what you do from a business standpoint. Okay, cool. Those who want to buy it, buy it. But I think personally, it's a good practice to also have some way to progress, you know what I'm saying, to have some progression or have some, again, some ways to achieve things or gain things without the need for any monetary incentive. Sure, make it exceptionally harder than actually buying it. Fine. But make it possible to where there is a way to do it. That's just my
Yeah.
personal philosophy on things. And I feel like that would kind of settle that debate in, you know, in and of itself. Like, oh shoot, yeah, this is hard as hell. But hey, listen, you guys want this prestige skin? You're gonna have to earn it. If you want to buy it, cool. But it's there to earn. And I bet money, you know what I'm saying? Half of the people out here don't want to grind shit anyways. So they'll do
They'll
it.
buy it.
They'll buy it. They'll buy it. You know? So I really feel like they can do a lot of wrong here and head down a bit of a slippery slope when it comes to that and start chipping away, you know what I'm saying, at their reputation on a second. But I'm just like, yeah, I gotta take time to reassess. But this one ain't it. I don't know, man.
Mhm.
Facts. Focus on cross progression, man. Let's focus on cross progression, big dog. That's all I want. Like,
I
yo,
don't even know if they want to do that because then that'll stop people from playing like on their other accounts, buying packs and doing things like that. That's the sad
that's
thing is that
also
I feel
true.
like
It's
they're trying to find the best ways to milk this game.
they already know, man. It's like we'll get into another topic, but it's like, yo, them Apex and FIFA, that's EA's breadwinner, so they got to do whatever they can to make sure that's sustainable money, income, like for the foreseeable future. Like that, they gotta, and I feel like that's starting to play a big key into how Respawn started to operate. And I feel like again, with some of the changes, you know what I'm saying, Vince Zampella is no longer leading that charge on Respawn. He's over at DICE. I feel like now they could be open to changing some of their practices when it comes to monetization in the game. So I don't know what that spells going forward in the future, but it might not be all good things. I'm hoping that they just check themselves at the door and be consistent with the community, and at least provide some fair chances to earn some things. That's just my stance on it.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. But yeah, damn it, cross progression. I was about to say cross progression and give us private matches, bro. I'm trying to start these tourneys, bro. Don't give me
Matches would be so sick.
open it, damn it.
It's so easy.
Just wow, man. It's ridiculous. Anyways, on to the next topic. Somebody came back from the dead. I didn't even know y'all was still alive out here. I ain't gonna lie, bro. But what's up with y'all though? Hold on. So one of the biggest surprises, in my opinion, this week was CD Projekt Red. They had a stream this past week. They came out, had a whole announcement stream, and they officially brought through the next gen patch update for consoles and PC. Finally bringing a long-awaited slew of updates, fixes, and changes alongside some free DLC, which is just mostly gameplay additions and such, just to help the player move along. But yeah, what was you thinking about this one, man? I'm not gonna lie, Cyberpunk, there was a lot of rebounding back this week, people talking about it.
I'm happy for all the fans who still have their copies and they want to play their game the right way. That was a big thing that I was just like, oh, this is cool for all the Cyberpunk fans. It's funny because I remember I saw somebody tweet out that the developers were saying oh, this is almost like if this is actually kind of the date that they wanted to release this game in.
Yep.
This is when they should have released this game, as opposed to when it was released originally. And it's crazy because I remember it's come a long way, and I'm happy that it's fixed. But it's also I hope that this is a lesson for people going forward. That hey, sometimes games need to marinate way longer than they need to, because this has been this is one whole year since it's released, and now it's super playable. This
one?
is
I thought it was around 2. I thought it was one
it
over
might have
1.
Been, hold on a second.
I think Cyberpunk was 2021. Was it late 2021?
It came out 2021. So this is basic. Oh, okay. So it's 1 and a little bit more. If it would have been November, it would have been 2 years. But it's 1 and a little bit more.
Okay.
So 1 and some change. I'm happy that after 1 year and some change, the game that people paid $60 for is finally fixed and playable on PC and next gen consoles. That I don't know if they're gonna go back and fix it for PS4 and Xbox One. We'll see. I wouldn't hold my breath though, because it took them a year and a half to fix it for current gen. I don't know how long it'll take them to do it for the last gen, and I think they're still working on paid DLC because they wanted to bring some multiplayer mode in.
Yes, they're working on a bunch of. They're still working on a bunch of content updates that were pushed back because of all these fixes.
So I don't know if we'll get an Xbox One or a PS4 version of this game. Happy that the game is fixed, but it's also kind of just I can't give them too much props for something they should have did right the first time. So, and it's also, and the reason I can't give them too much props is because it's not a lot of people keep comparing it to No Man's Skies, which is a very terrible. It's actually really disrespectful to No Man's Skies.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, because
Cyberpunk.
Nah, No Man's Sky, I didn't think it didn't even get half of the hype. You know what I'm saying? It was getting hyped up. It was. But I think the slander that got dropped on it was crazy. I think it was way higher than the actual, you know what I'm saying, build up. To me, I felt like for Cyberpunk, of course, the I guess the memeing and the bashing of the game, you know what I'm saying, was equivalent to the hype. I think that was a fair exchange. But for, you know what I'm saying, No Man's Sky, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like they got dropped off the face of the earth because it was bad when it came out. But they had a really good, consistency when it came to updates, and swifter too. Swifter, you know what I'm saying, trying to come back.
So here's the thing. So here's why I think that comparing Cyberpunk, because I agree with you, but here's why I think that comparing Cyberpunk to No Man's Skies is disrespectful to No Man's Skies, because when No Man's Skies released, it was considered a bad game. When Cyberpunk released, it was considered unplayable. That is
That's
two
so
very different things.
that's very true.
One game is barren and needed more content updates, which they did, and they did it to an extent that I love No Man's Skies now. It is super great. I haven't even scratched the surface on all the content that they've added for free. I might add for free, and comparing Cyberpunk just isn't fair because one game was working on it had a foundation and it just built on top of it. Cyberpunk is now playable. Like it is not now fun, it is now playable. And that's the big difference between the two games.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I'm just like, yeah, nah. I'm sorry, Cyberpunk was way worse of a reception. Like again, like No Man's Sky when it came out, it just wasn't hitting. I'm like, yo, bro, this joint kind of not good, bro. What happened to this shit? This shit, I'm about to say, it looked promising, but this shit just tanked. Oh well.
Mhm.
With Cyberpunk, though, you had all this shit that was dropping and stuff. Like it was coming, and then to get refunds on a PlayStation Store is probably the most egregious thing that could possibly happen to your game's release at all. You know what I'm saying? Like PlayStation don't even do that, and they were just like, "Hey, yo, shit, we might need to get some refunds out, bro. That's kind of crazy. That's bad. That's bad."
Yeah.
But aside from all of that, bro, I'm glad that they're getting on track. You know what I'm saying? I said this last time out. I don't want no game to fail. I don't want any game to fail. I want great experiences to come out for people to enjoy and do their damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
I love that type of stuff. I love it. So for them, you know what I'm saying, for this to go, you know, again, make the strides that it is, and it's coming back with continued updates and doing their thing, great, perfect, good. I just make sure, you know what I'm saying, I just want to make sure nobody forgets, though. Pepper's Farm remembers, you know what I'm saying? Like, just remember that, you know what I'm saying, when we start talking about this game again, that, you know, just let it know. It ain't perfect. It ain't perfect, and it can happen to any game studio. Even game studios as verified beforehand as CD Projekt Red. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. But again, I'm glad I haven't played Cyberpunk in ages. So I might go back to it and again see what's up with Night City one more time. You know what I'm saying? Actually play through some different playthroughs, see what's going on with some of the different options. And just explore. Like I was one who was like super excited for that game. Like one of the millions, you know what I'm saying, who was like loving that game. And then when it came out and she went left, I was like, I gotta bury you, buddy. I gotta ET you, dog. I gotta put you in the desert for now. You know what I'm saying? We gotta good luck. But now that it's getting some progress, I'm glad it's making its way through. So hey, CD Projekt Red, keep going. It's a long road to redemption, but y'all got it. All right. We gonna slide. I know we heard some murmurs about it, but we got a little bit more information. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So this week we got a really, really positive bit of news. I was like, okay, wait a minute. This is good. This is good right here. Hold on. So basically, with the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Pack, the new DLC, which has 48 brand new courses or, you know, remix courses from across the series coming back for the game, there's going to be a whole new system, I guess, to accompany that, you know, all these drops and the different waves of new tracks that are coming in. So basically, Nintendo have announced that all Mario Kart 8 Deluxe users will be able to access the new DLC online or with friends, regardless of whether they have paid for the DLC or not. So if you have it, cool, that's great. You can play the maps. If you don't have it and somebody else in your lobby has it, you can play those tracks. So it's really helping the accessibility, you know what I'm saying, of what's going on. So like when I think this is a W.
This is a big it's weird because it's like, yo, like it's, you gotta give Nintendo his props when it gets his props. They're so like wish-washy. Sometimes they'll do something that's like very anti-user where you're just like, man, I wish you guys kind of cared about us more. And then they do things like this where it's like, oh man, wow, this is actually really, really neat of you. Thank you, actually. I didn't expect this from you. I really hope it works the way we all assume it's going to work, which is just, hey, you got the game, you start the lobby because you have all the tracks. All right, that's cool. But I don't know, man. I gotta wait to see it. Because if it just sounds so good, and I just want it to be good. But I don't know, man. Nintendo has they've played me before.
Listen,
that's all I gotta say. But I'm excited for it.
There's always a catch, man. There's always a catch. But again, point blank, simple. I'm like, damn. Wait, I did something that's pretty positive. Like, there's no Like, what y'all trying to do? Like, there's some hidden purchase on Mario Kart. What's going on? I gotta do a pat down on my disc before I, my cartridge before I put it in. What's going on? But again, from the looks of this is fantastic for the people. For the people that don't have DLC, you know what I'm saying, or just playing, not living beyond their means or something like that. This is huge. Again, just for accessibility and just for keeping the community connected. This is great. This is great. So you don't even have to, you know what I'm saying? Again, a common situation. One of your friends could buy the DLC and all of your friends can play it, literally. When you get on and have a session, you have access to the new maps and stuff. So that's an absolute big win for connectivity, for community, for Mario Kart. Nintendo actually did a good one there. Solid. I have nothing more to say than that's a W. Now, that's crazy.
It's the only thing that I could think of, because one thing that would have sucked is like people getting excluded from like Mario Kart community nights because it's like, oh, we got new tracks, blah blah blah, don't got it. Come on now. So now you can't play with your friends because they want to play the new tracks.
I done heard that too many times for DLC, bro. How many packs that you didn't have yet and stuff? So you had to play the old maps by yourself or just get off, bro. You just be chilling in the party, bro. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. I tell you that, man. But this is a big W. This is actually a big W. So if you play Mario Kart, this one is for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Please don't be, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all might have to like pull straws to see who's the last person to actually buy the DLC and shit. Like, yeah, I'm not buying it, bro. It's on you. You got it. You got it, bro. But yeah, we'll figure it out, man. With Mario Kart 8, that's actually a dub. A deluxe size dub. We'll take it. We'll take it. So shifting gears a little bit, man. Earlier in the week, we got some more news on the upcoming multiplayer horror game Texas Chainsaw Massacre from PC Gamer. In an effort to, quote, not make the same game twice, Gun Interactive, who is the studio behind the Friday the 13th multiplayer game, have shifted the focus to include a 3v4 gameplay, that being 3 villains or the family of cannibals in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and 4 potential survivors. So Gun Interactive CEO stated that this nod to the film also brings with it a host of balancing challenges in level design and abilities for both survivors and killers. Now, how are they gonna make this work? And this is interesting. Will it be enough to pull people back into this genre side? Like, okay, cool. This might be a little bit of a different take. What you thinking, Wen?
This is such an interesting genre in general. Like, the multiplayer horror games are like really fun because everybody likes Dead by Daylight. I don't think I met one person who was like, "Oh, that game sucks." Like, get over yourself. That game is pretty funny. Um, I like this is so out of I would play every genre. This is one genre I'm not super tapped into. I think it's gonna be an interesting take because 3 against 1. The reason it's so crazy is because you're the one hunter and you got to find 4 people. That's what makes it so hard. Um, that's the balance, is that you're really strong and you can kill people, but there are 4 of them. So if they work together as a team, it's going to be really hard for you as the killer. So 3v4 is going to be interesting way to do it. I want to say I think 2v4 would have been better, but hey, I don't make games. I could be completely wrong. I think if they balance it correctly, it could be fun. And it could even be, because there's times where I remember when a game like Evolve, that's like the one game that I remember having a big community play. We had like 6 of us, but there's only like 5 slots. So we'd have one person just waiting in the PlayStation party. Like, all right, can I be the monster? Can I be one of you guys who's subbing out? Who died first, or whatever the case may be. So like having more players to be able to play, I think is a great addition. I hope that it balances it out correctly, and I hope that the multiplayer horror game community gives it a shot, because I know Dead by Daylight kind of has that whole like community in like a chokehold. They're really not getting out of playing that game. So I hope that this game gets some spins, because I've seen too many games where it's like, oh, you're playing as survivors and there's one killer, and then the game kind of just dies out because nobody's really playing it.
Listen, I am very interested to see this. Again, I understand they have to do the 3v4 method. Again, a lot of the comments from Gun Interactive, they're like, oh yeah, we want to push forward and be innovative. We don't want to rest on our laurels and be like the same company putting the same game out. So they're trying this some. So I commend them on actually making the attempt to innovate on the formula and trying to bring a new experience or new, I guess, novel feel to this genre. Now with the 3v4, of course, they're sticking to, the Chainsaw family. You know what I'm saying? They sticking to canon, I guess. But with the balancing, it's like my questions are, how is the map going to be situated, and how is the ability system gonna benefit and or hinder the killers and the survivors? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of ways you can approach this. So will you make the natural movement speed of killers slower? Would you make them faster? Would you make certain rooms and areas like wide open or something like that? Like, there's a lot of variables that go into this, but I think if you give probably killers like probably a bit stronger a bit stronger, what I'm saying, like hit sense and abilities that are pretty good at tracking, that's probably the focus
Mhm.
of it. I think that would be pretty good. Or maybe do a lot of variations of the three characters. You know what I'm saying? Each of them can have their own strengths and weaknesses and stuff like that. One of them, be a little bit faster, one of them be a little bit stronger, but their
Yeah.
movement speed still needs to be under a certain threshold. You know what I'm saying? That's like you can't be hawking down people. I understand they going crazy with it, with the chainsaw and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But y'all can't overdo it, or else what I'm saying, these survivors gonna get like knocked down immediately. So I think the movement speed needs to be kept under a certain threshold for the killers. And I feel like sound in this game, especially in certain like claustrophobic spaces, like a little like side house and shit in the prairie, that'll be really important. I feel like they can't like do a crazy amount to mitigate the sound that survivors make, because as I feel like, again, with these maps, they're in the middle of nowhere and shit. So all you're gonna have is like a house, a barn, a cornfield and stuff, mad open spaces, and like different separate areas. So depending on how this goes, people could never, like, the killers could never see a survivor. Like, they could be hawking around the whole map, doing whole circles and stuff like that. And if there's no way to possibly account for it, of course they have like probably a little Dead by Daylight system where it's like, oh yeah, get the generator or get the keys and try and get out, and they'll make noise. But if they don't account for a way to actively have a good tracking system for the survivors, or at least find a way to circumvent that problem, it's gonna be weird for the gameplay flow. It's gonna be weird. So they have a lot to think about, but I think that the 3v4 concept is pretty interesting. And one thing about it I really do enjoy is just the team aspect. With these types of games, of course you have the team of survivors, and of course they actively talk to each other and stuff like that. But on the killer side, sometimes it gets lonely, bro. Sometimes you know what I'm saying, you're out there stabbing folks by yourself, and you're just like, yo, sometimes I wish I had a little bit of coordination on my side. It would make it a lot easier. I feel like that spices up the gameplay a lot, having another set of two players with you on your team. You know what I'm saying? Like this is really really dope to me, because it allows you to strategize a lot more. Okay, cool. Like, we run a zone defense. You cover the barn, you cover the house, you cover the cornfield, and we'll coordinate there. You know what I'm saying? We'll make it happen from that side. I like that type of addition to the gameplay. I feel like that adds a lot more depth and enjoyment out of the experience. Because like, you can only do so much being a lone killer. You know what I'm saying? It's a dope experience. Don't get me wrong. Dead by Daylight has, they've done this to the hilt, and it's dope.
Yeah.
But having a team, you know what I'm saying, and you're going team versus team. Imagine the shit talking. You know what I'm saying? You survivors, you beat all three of them. It just amplifies the level of trash talk post match. You're like, yo, bro, your whole team full of killers. Y'all couldn't do nothing wrong. And they have the potential to really make a cool experience that's a lot more engagement, that creates a lot more engagement out of that type of situation in that genre. So they have a pretty good opportunity. I just hope they seize it, man. Pretty interesting stuff, man. I'm gonna keep a little side eye on it though.
For sure. I definitely will try to follow it more, because again, I'm always very far off with these kind of games, but it definitely seems a different interesting take on it.
Listen, like they got time, bro. They got a little bit of time, but they gotta hurry up, because the Outlast Trials is coming. When that game drop, everybody gonna look at that shit. Everybody's looking at Outlast Trials, so they gotta find a way to be pretty novel. You know what I'm saying, in their approach. So we'll see, man. We'll see. I'm down for a multiplayer scary game, bro. As long as I can put somebody in front of me as I run away. Help them out and survive and shit. Yeah, whatever that means. Anyways, on to the next topic. So we got an update this week on the hottest martial arts revenge game out at the moment, Sifu. Damn it, yes, Sifu, and some of the things that might be on the way for the game. Now, this isn't crazy updates, but of course, Slow Clap announced that they had a slew of free content updates that will be coming across the lifecycle of the game, and we have our first bit of content coming through. Small updates, mostly accessibility options, as reported by Steve Saylor. We had just better captioning, high contrast mode for PS4 and PS5 that was glitched out at launch, and the most notable of this little patch right here is difficulty modes, which is an easier and a harder mode. And some people were clamoring for an easier mode for Sifu and stuff. I seen a lot about this specific option right here. I just want to get your thoughts on the inclusion of easy and hard mode, and what that means, and just the general discourse about it. So what's going on with that one?
So I am and will always be pro easy mode. I think that every game should have an easy mode, and I think that and hot take, I think that there should be a game mode, a mode called God mode for every game. Like especially when it comes to
Mm.
something like I want a game. So I played Doom Eternal, love Doom Eternal, really fun game, very challenging. Um, one of the my favorite things to do was when I had to go back into the previous levels and collect things that I didn't really feel like doing. Like I was like, I don't really feel like doing the platforming thing right now. I kind of want to just beat this level. I would go back with full HP, like unlimited ammo, just to go collect the things that I needed to collect real quick because I want to get the collectibles. I want to see all the cool stuff, but I'm really not trying to like fight my way through it. I don't see the problem with an easy mode in anything because at the end of the day, we're all gonna need it, believe it or not. Because everybody likes to think of themselves as like, I'm a super awesome pro gamer. I don't need easy mode. I'm way better. Why don't you just get good at the game? Yo, tomorrow life can hit you so fast you won't be able to even understand. Like, not to get dark on y'all for a second, but you could be the best Sifu player in the world. Tomorrow you could lose your hand or lose 3 fingers. And now your ability to play Sifu has been considerably hindered. Now a game that you really enjoy is out of your grasp. And you're like, wow, I wish I could go back and enjoy these games, but I can't because I physically cannot do that anymore. So I would rather just play it on, but now with the easy mode, maybe now you can keep up with the game, or maybe on God mode you'll be able to like actually enjoy the story. I like Dark Souls 3. I want to say halfway, but I'm not sure. Got halfway through it, and then I realized how much time I put into it, and I was just tired of getting my shit beat. And I was like, I want to enjoy the story because I'm here for the cool environments, I'm here for the cool characters, but I don't have the time or the energy to really put this into one game anymore. There's so many other games out there. There's just
Mm.
no reason that an easy mode would do. Like, there's nothing that an easy mode would do that would invalidate your accomplishments as a gamer. Like, if you beat Sifu on normal difficulty, that's impressive. If you beat it on easy difficulty, let them beat it on easy. Like, who cares? Like, what is it? How does it change you as a single player game? It's not anything. If you're really trying to compete with other people, then yeah, I beat it on the hardest difficulty. I think I'm actually excited for hard difficulty Sifu because I think that would be really interesting. Because whenever I get the game, I know one thing I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to like just say it says a quick prayer. I can't wait to play the game, and I would love to play harder difficulty just because the same way people play Pokemon with Nuzlocke runs, and they're like, I'm only gonna be able to catch one Pokemon per
Mm.
area. I'm gonna restrict myself because they enjoy the game so much that they want to give themselves
Peep.
more challenges. I respect it, but it's like I don't see the problem with an easy mode because at the end of the day, if you don't like it, just don't fucking click on it. It's not gonna hurt you in any sense of the word.
Mm.
If they would have said we're gonna make the whole game easier, that's a different story. But this is just a mode. It's just something new. It's just something for other people. This isn't for you. And at the end of the day, a lot of these companies don't have to make shit for you. Because again, one of the coolest things one of the most wholesome things you'll see is like a kid playing a video game on like God mode or whatever, and they're just like
Mm.
enjoying it, like seeing a kid like running creative in Minecraft, seeing all the cool stuff they can do. You think it would be fun if they were playing it on hardcore and you told the kid, "Hey, remember that character that you love so much? Well, you fucked up, fell down a hill, and your legs are broken. Get good, kid." Like, no, fuck you. Let him have fun. It's supposed to be fun. The games are supposed to be fun.
I'm just laughing. Literally just before Chef just mentioned in the chat, get good scrub. Oh gosh, that's hilarious. The timing is great.
It
Uh
the, the
no, go
thing
ahead,
is,
go.
no, the thing is with it is that we all see it from our very privileged lives of having 2 hands and being able to have motor controls to be able to play video games easily. We don't think about all the other people who just don't have the access to this luxury of it not of having being able to do mechanical shit with their hands easily. There's some people who can't beat games on normal mode because they can't, like, if they had your privilege they would, but we don't. So it's like if there's a mode, let them have it. Who cares? Who gives a fuck? What's the big problem? If your ego is shattered because somebody beat the game you played on easy mode, you got a lot of other shit to figure out.
Now, listen. Now this is my thing here. All right. I
Go for
100%
it.
agree with your point. Now listen. There are this update is all about accessibility. So with the focus in mind, again, with the conception that there are people out here who aren't as, you know what I'm saying, again, function, like as functional in certain areas of the, the hands or whatever, hands, eye coordination, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. there needs to be accessibility that incorporates them as best as they can so they can experience a game as well. You know, I want them to be included in that experience because everybody should be able to experience a game as best as possible, as accurately as possible. So for those who aren't as privileged to have all their, you know, all their limbs and shit about them, you know what I'm saying? Like in that sense, that is a necessary must if you want a game to be, you know what I'm saying, like really successful and expansive and inclusive to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that there again, like you see it, like you know what I'm saying, like a lot of games have like a myriad accessibility options to incorporate that type of stuff, and I feel like that helps out. You know what I'm saying? The mode changes and all the stuff that's part of this update helps to incorporate to make a better experience for those people. I agree with that 100% of the way. That's this bracket. Now, I think there is a sect of people who are fully able-bodied. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They you know what I'm saying, all their senses about them, all their wits about them, that are just complaining that the game is too hard for them. Now, I'm saying this part to this specific group of people who just complain that the game is hard and did not apply themselves to try and better themselves. Like they have no reason, you know what I'm saying? They have no, you know what I'm saying, like thing that could possibly hinder their experience physically. Get good, motherfucker. like no, for them, like there was journalists, you know what I'm saying? There was like, you know, and you know, there's a lot of able-bodied. I don't want to like assume like, you know, again, like there's some like that weren't able-bodied journalists. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like there was just journalists complaining like, oh, the game is too hard. You know what I'm saying? This game is way too hard, bro. You need like bring the level down and shit like that. Like, you need to do that stuff. This is specifically for those kinds of people who are just complaining that the game is hard for no reason. They have every, you know, they have every ability in there. They have every chance, you know what I'm saying? Like, are no setback to actually learn the game, you know what I'm saying, from a physical standpoint, you know what I mean? For them, I'm just like, y'all don't need that shit. Get the fuck up and learn the combo. Like, yo, listen, it's like, I know a lot of people are literally on this wavelength with them. For the complainers, for the constant complainers that have no reason to. For the people that have no reason to complain. They sit there, you know what I'm saying? They want a lot of shit handed to them, motherfucker. I'm like, yo, and that's why they stay away from that's why they stay away from some games like this. And I'm like, bro, I don't want to pull out that card and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? But like in games when shit got hard, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times there wasn't no damn difficulty changes, bro. You just had to live with that. You had to live with that and learn, bro. Get your ass up. I feel you. That like there wasn't no changing, bro. There wasn't no switching sides and all that stuff like that, you know? Like, man, I don't want to pull out no cars and nothing like that, but like niggas from they're from the gaming streets, bro. They from the gutter, like, you know what I'm saying? Like people was really playing Ninja Gaiden, all types of shit back in the day. You know what I'm saying? You're struggling for life, trying to gasp and get air, and they beating games like this all crazy. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like, for the people who are complaining for no reason, that have every, you know, blessing and opportunity to, you know what I'm saying, no like, I guess, you know, setback to complete a game and don't need any accessibility assistance to complete one, and they're complaining for no reason that the game's too hard, bro. Y'all gotta get in the lab, bro. Listen, a game gave me a big ass headache. I will be here the first to attest. The game was beating my monkey ass. Like I was getting my shit rocked. I was getting my ass whooped. But I know for me, my personal opinion is like, yo, if it's whooping me that bad, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna lab it till I master it, bro. And that's just me. Right. And I don't delve into those games too often. I'm like, yo, listen, like sometimes I like the challenge. Sometimes I do like the challenge. My first and foremost goal is to have fun and enjoy these games. And I do enjoy these games. And this is one of those sick, twisted ways that I do. And I don't tap into that bag often. This is like that part in God of War where Kratos open up the, you know what I'm saying, the Blades of Chaos. Yeah. And he put them bitches back on. Like, I ain't did this in a while, boy, but it feels different. So you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just for me. I'm like, bro, for the people that have no, you know what I'm saying, no, I guess, you know, reservation or excuse or need for assistance in some way, you know what I mean? Like, y'all don't gotta go crazy on that. For the people that want to make it harder, cool. But I understand why there is accessibility, you know what I'm saying, options, and why there's the easy mode for a lot of people out there. And for the reason that you depicted, I am 100% fully in stance with you on that side. There needs to be an easy mode for, you know what I'm saying, for those people, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, okay, yeah, if kids want to do it, yeah, you know what I'm saying, if there's little kids out there and do their thing. Me personally, I'm throwing my kids at the deep end. Like, fuck it, that's fine. Like,
no, I get it. I understand the mindset. Nothing will ever change my mind about it, because there have been games where I remember when I was younger, one of the biggest games that gave me a big ass, like, it confused the shit out of me was the X-Men Age of Apocalypse was like an X-Men game that was made kind of like the Marvel
Mm.
Alliance games,
Yeah,
the top-down
yeah,
ones.
yeah. Age of yeah,
I didn't
yeah. That was the
yeah,
precursor.
I didn't
Yeah.
understand that. I didn't understand that shit whatsoever because I was
Mm.
young and I had it and I never heard about it and I just got it. First thing I did, because everybody likes to act like, oh, we grew up in an age we didn't have no easy modes. We had to work our shit. Motherfucker, we had cheat codes. I don't want to fucking hear
That's
shit
also
about
true. That's
a lot
also
of games
true.
had cheat codes. Everybody's like, oh, we had like almost every motherfucker who beat San Andreas used cheat codes,
Oh,
and you're
you
not gonna
damn.
sit here and tell me you
You bet your
fucking
ass I
did it.
did. You bet your ass I did.
I did too. So for us to be like, whoa, we can't have no easy mode, or we can't have this and the third. Yeah, we did at some point. It was just called something different. I don't think it's that big of a deal at the end of the day for
Yeah.
me. And I understand. I get it. I also get like I'm 1000% with you. If I'm playing Sifu, I'm playing it on normal. Shit, I might even throw the bitch on hard. If my kid wants to play Sifu, I'm gonna be like, try that shit on normal first before you switch down to easy mode. Try that shit the game it's the way it's supposed to be intended. This, that, and the third. I just will never. You're never gonna sit here and ever convince me that like an easy mode will hinder your experience because of something like it won't hinder your experience because it's a mode that you don't have to click on. Like having vegan options at a restaurant doesn't make the restaurant whack because like, whoa, there's vegan shit here. Don't fucking order it. It's not for you. This isn't meant for you. And honestly, for most people, and we could the journalist thing I'll leave to the side because that's a whole nother issue I have with game journalism in general. I don't think
Facts.
that
Oh,
the problem I have with game journalism isn't, and it's not the journalist's fault. It's not the journalist's fault at
it's
all.
not.
Because you give me a game like Sifu, say you got 2 days to beat this shit and write an entire review on it.
Facts.
I'm not playing
There's
this shit
gonna
on
be
normal.
there's gonna be constraints.
Like I'm gonna play that shit on easy. I'm gonna get through it so I can get my review done so I can get my paycheck. That's a whole different fucking that's an entire episode in and of itself that we could talk
Facts.
about.
I'm not gonna. That's a whole nother topic, boy.
That's a whole
That's a whole nother
problem.
topic.
But just to not beat a dead horse, I think easy mode is great. I think every game should have an easy mode. And if you don't like easy mode, just don't fucking play it in easy mode. It doesn't make you any less of a gamer at all, personally.
Hmm.
Not even
That's-
that's like me, and like I stand on that 10 tones down. I'll put my whole community behind that shit. That's what I believe.
Hey, listen, I respect that. I definitely do respect that. And I feel like there's always a place for an easier mode. You know what I'm saying? Like some people just want to enjoy the game. It's like that's why like oh, perfect example, Kane and Bridge of Spirits. It had a story mode where it's like just easier. You just experience the story and the narrative and stuff like that. I completely understand and I agree with that. There's a reason for that place. You know what I'm saying? That's there. I agree. But for me, it's just that little case. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Some people be either talking shit or complaining for no reason, you know what I'm saying, when they started this game, you know what I'm saying? They just like, yo, what happened to me? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I started this game and I thought I was good, but I'm trash. I'm not getting better, so I'm just complaining about it. I'm like, listen, if you don't have, any reason not to complain, don't complain. Either return that shit or get good. You know what I'm saying? Or bump the difficulty down to where you can play it and finish it. That's what you can say that, but you can't talk shit about a game, you know what I'm saying, at a certain point. And keep carrying on like it's all that.
I agree with you there. I don't think that the game should be criticized for being too hard. I don't think that that's a thing. I would say it's fine to ask for an easy mode, but I don't think that you should be like, this game is bad because it's too difficult. I don't think that I will agree with people on there that the game is good. You need to get good. But if you want an easy mode, that's a different thing. You can ask for like, I need something to help me. Like that's how I believe. Because I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. I was playing Warhammer on stream. I play that shit on easy mode because I'm not a fucking tactician. I don't have time to set up my armies. I'm here to watch ogres beat up fucking lizard people. That's why I bought this game, kind of thing.
Hey, that's real, bro. Listen, at the end of the day, you play games to your discretion. You do what you want. I'm not gonna lie. Motherfuckers not gonna tell me how to play my games. I'm gonna play games how I want. Now, for my personal choice for Sifu, you know what I'm saying? I decided to play. I do want to play as is. I do want to play as it is, or possibly even harder, because I like the setting. I like the challenge behind it. Everything in that package just screams, yo, this is one of these games I want to commit the grind to. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't done it in a while, so it's just a good rush to get back into that zone. I like it. But everybody got their thing. Everybody got their lane. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's not for you, shut the fuck up. Keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't up to the task, you know what I'm saying? You don't have an excuse to, you know what I'm saying, cop out or whatever. Like, chill. But that's all I gotta say on that. But Sifu, drop some damn DLC. I'm ready. Matter of fact, no, I'm not gonna lie, bro. hold that thought. I'm going back and I'm mercy ruling everybody. Fuck that shit. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I just need to make sure I got some ibuprofen with me, and I'll be straight. All right. Anyways, let's keep it pushing. That was a hot topic. Damn, I didn't know we were gonna get that much out of that one. But yeah. For real. But yeah, all right, let's keep it pushing on. So this week, I don't know if you guys saw it, but Capcom dropped a really mysterious countdown timer on all their social pages ahead of some major announcement or event, it seems. And the rumor mill has been swirling nonstop to figure out what is going to show up. Now, the countdown, I believe it ends on 1 a.m. Eastern time, February 21st. But we've heard, a couple of things, shuffle here and there. But the biggest rumor that has come up from this whole swirl of news and the countdown approaching 0 is that we could see the return of Resident Evil 4 in the form of an official remake, with reports telling of views of the village scene that Leon Kennedy was in. Of course, when he's first part of the game when he's there, an expanded take on Ada's campaign, a combined take on DLCs on her assignment, of course, grittier aesthetics fitting with a new refresh, of course, of the past few games like Village and Biohazard, and a potential early 2022 announcement on footage. And I believe this could be it. So first of all, let's talk about the potential of Resident Evil 4 remake, and we'll kind of switch over to, if it's not this, what could be.
I would love actually a Resident Evil 4 remake. I never beat Resident Evil 4, mostly because like everybody tells me about the parts where you have to like escort the president's daughter. Always
Yeah.
like was the part where I was just like, I don't want anything to do with that actually. Like I'm good. Another game I like to play on easy mode actually is Resident Evil, because I'm not here for running around frantically finding bullets. Like I like shooting a zombie in the head and it dying. That's just personally, I'm here for the story. I'm here for the vibes. I want to see who the fuck Wesker is. I want to see why people give a fuck.
That's a goal right there.
You know what I'm saying? Like I like the shit that I've seen from Resident Evil 4. I like the cutscenes that I've seen from Resident Evil 4. I'm like, this is kind of a cool series. It was never really my favorite because growing up, it was like, yo, you had to like micromanage all this shit. But I remember when I was younger, on easy mode, they gave me a machine gun. That shit was gas. I was just running around mowing shit down. Like it was so much fun. But I'm excited because I would play the remakes, and the remakes are actually really fucking good.
Bro.
I know a lot of people aren't a big fan of them because they want more newer Resident Evil. But I feel like when they started remaking these older games, they started realizing and like tapping back into what made the games good. Because I remember when Resident Evil 6 dropped, everybody was like, oh, this shit sucks. Like, we don't even know what the fuck's going on anymore with the series. And 7 changed the game because it became first person and it became more of a horror game. And then, yeah, when they switched back and started redoing shit, they kind of, I feel, in my mind, I want to say they realized what made these games good. Like, they were like, yo, we strayed too far from the path. Let's try to like circumvent back in. So remake with a fresh coat of paint, bringing new kids into the thing. Because imagine playing the first Resident Evil 2. I don't know if anybody's young enough to remember when that shit came out. That shit was blocky. You had to do the fucking like that's how you walked around and shot shit. Like that it was rough. It was rough, but it was always it's a really good franchise, and I'm happy that it's getting this fresh coat of paint. I hope it's a Resident Evil 4 remake, but if they make a new game, I would also appreciate that. If they made that non-first person shooter Resident Evil that was new, I would also tap into that, because I'm not playing Resident Evil Village. I'm not playing 7. I don't want any of them bitches. I'm scared.
I'm with you in that, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm you know what I'm saying, I'm a little jumpy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little jumpy. I'm gonna keep it a stack. My heart be racing. I'll be trying to, you know what I'm saying, pull up on people if it's, you know what I'm saying, if it's too crazy. But to speak on this game, I will play Resident Evil 4, damn it. I will play this because it is hands down my favorite Resident Evil game for nostalgia and for gameplay purposes in general. You know what I'm saying? This is like hands down one of my favorite games of all time. It's definitely in that top 10, top 15 conversation, just because of the memories I had. Like literally before I could even like be allowed to touch the controller, my older brother had me and my little brother, you know what I'm saying, like messing with the whole like the item compartment to make sure everything, you know what I'm saying, was fitting and shit. Yeah. Or watching him play it, and then I got a chance to play it myself down the line. Like it's a dope ass game. I love it. Like I don't know why I love like the enemy in there. Like a few of them actually. Like Salazar, I fucking hated Salazar, but his voice is so distinct in my head. Like I can't get it. Like I can never get it out of my head, bro. Just Mr. Kennedy, bro. Like that shit hilarious. And it's just crazy ass cast of characters. Shout out to the Jack Krauser fight, because both iterations of that fight were my favorite, probably in the entire Resident Evil franchise. This is a really big one. I think that's gonna be like, yo, like we've been building steam. You know what I'm saying? Of course, everybody loved Resident Evil 2, the remake. It was solid. Village, of course, people was into it. They were rocking with it. Biohazard, of course, you know what I'm saying?
You couldn't miss it.
Literally, it was back down and on. Like they was really on the road with it. I feel like this is gonna be that one where it's like, yo, everybody knows Leon Kennedy. Everybody know, you know what I'm saying? Like Ada. Like this was like a really big point that I feel like it was like, again, like in terms of the Resident Evil franchise, this helped move units and push it to another level. Like a Biohazard. You know what I'm saying? Like when that kind of classic formula was starting to get a little bit stale, they switched the formula and started to be a little bit more actiony. You know what I'm saying? Added a little bit more, flair into it. And that's, I think, what revitalized the Resident Evil franchise at that time when Resident Evil 4 first came out. So seeing it, come back in a new light, you know what I'm saying? Like hitting people with the straight sniper, just standing straight up, boy. Whole ass old villagers coming up with Las Plagas, you know what I'm saying, with a shovel and shit, trying to get you out of there, and you just doing hitting spinning back kicks on people. I'm with it, bro. Yeah. Honestly, but for me, that tapped into a lot of nostalgia just then. But Resident Evil 4, definitely, I would have no problem with that being the big announcement that Capcom drops. But yeah, question: if it isn't this though, what do you think it would be?
If it's not Resident Evil, what would Capcom drop?
Yeah.
Let's see. It could be Street Fighter, but I don't know. Like I think a new Street Fighter game could be in the works, because that shit came out when I was a freshman in college.
Yeah,
that was
one's definitely in the works, but I don't know if it'll come this soon.
No, and yeah, me neither, because I feel like 5 is still thriving. So it's definitely not Monster Hunter, because I don't think they put that much effort into they love Monster Hunter, but it's not like we have a countdown for Monster Hunter. We all know when a Monster Hunter game's coming out. They're kind of just like, yo, Monster Hunter, and then all the fans just fucking explode. Plus, we've had so much Monster Hunter in the past 2 years.
Yeah,
I don't think that's it. New IP, I would hope, but
new IP would be great. But I don't know.
Counting down a new IP, I don't think either. I feel like it has to be Resident Evil, even though I feel like we've also had a good amount of Resident Evil in the past year. Like, they have a lot of franchises, but I just don't see like anything as big as Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, Street Fighter.
Yeah,
they have so many good franchises now that I'm listing them all. Mega Man? I don't know, but
that would kind of be, that would be out of left field and crazy.
That would be out of left field and crazy. Because we have had like Mega Man like collector's editions coming out. We've been building up, like they've been rebooting, not rebooting shit, but like porting shit over.
Yeah,
like the Mega Man ZX collection, the Mega Man X collection, both of them, the Mega Man Z collection. There's a lot of Mega Man collections that got dropped, so maybe a new Mega Man game. But I also see them thinking that game of like, if Resident Evil is their AAA games, then Mega Man is like their B game or their A game. Like it's good, but it's not gonna be what they want. What's gonna sell them all the units that they're looking for.
Pete. Yeah, listen. Yeah, I would say the most likely of the two would be Resident Evil or Street Fighter, just because of the time between iterations and all the rumors that have been coming out with Resident Evil, respectively. Surprise entrant, that would be dope if you could just drop this in there. If you give me another Okami, I will actually like drop dead right now. I would explode. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, pause.
Get out of here.
Fuck you. Okami was fantastic. What do you mean?
I have the game. I gotta play. I had the game.
Okami is so. I love Okami. Damn it,
but
I love Okami.
Do you think Okami is countdown worthy?
No.
Do you think they're marketing worthy? Like
no.
We're gonna
time. Marketing worthy? Yes. Is it gonna be like a big blockbuster thing?
To this
I don't know. I don't know if everybody's gonna be on board with this immediately, but I like Okami. Damn it. So
I think it's a good game.
It is what it is, man. We gonna see what Capcom got by Monday. By Monday, we will find out what's going on, and we'll see what's happening, man. All right, man.
Tripp's either gonna be happy or he's gonna be very upset on the next podcast.
Dog, I have 2 out of 3 chances, because if it's Resident Evil 4, I'm happy as hell. If it's Okami, I'm super happy as hell. if it's Street Fighter, I'm like, it's cool. That's Street Fighter, nigga. You know, I'm not. I don't play Street Fighter like that. You know what I'm saying? Last Street Fighter I played consistently was 4, bro.
That was a good one. That was really good Street Fighter.
And I was only playing with my brother, and he was whooping my ass, bro. I hate fighting games, bro. I can't play that shit. I'm so impatient with inputs. I'm so impatient. Hate that shit. Damn it.
I mean, you're playing Sifu now, though.
I know.
So you never know.
I
it
know.
Might translate.
And that's where I force myself. That's why I get mad at that game so much, bro. Because it's just inputs, and I hate it. But I know I have to do it because my pride is on the line. I'm like, damn it, I gotta do it. I ain't no bitch.
I'm just saying, Tekken is Sifu, but like unlimited. There's always gonna be somebody who can beat your ass.
I was about to say my older brother used to play a lot of Tekken. I'm about to say he played a lot of Tekken. Like he liked it a lot. I haven't played it again in ages, but I might get back into it, bro. I might get up with y'all. Hold on. I'm not trying to get my ass whooped. I'm not trying to join late and get my ass whooped though. Like it's Mario Kart or something, like, bro. Come on.
Tekken, you're already late. You didn't start with Tekken 3, so you're already late.
You're correct.
Late. I'm late, and I started last year.
You're correct. You're actually correct. All right. Anyways, moving on forward, man. We got our little segment we like to call the Trailer Trove. A whole lot of movie, you know what I'm saying? Movie, TV series, entertainment news on that side of the fence. A lot of news on this gaming stuff, and I feel like it's like the gold rush of video game adaptations again, the second gold rush, because it seems like a lot of stuff is flowing like quick and fast. Shows getting renewed for season 2s before they even come out. Movies getting dropped. Hold on one second. Jay is in our live chat right now talking about the Mario movie trailer. If you don't get the hell out of here, leave that damn Mario trailer alone. I don't want to see it. We don't care about that, bro. I don't care. Oh my gosh, man. Every time he's commenting about that damn movie trailer, bro. Shout out Groovy J, but damn it. Damn that Mario trailer. Anyways, let's talk about the first story we got from the Trailer Trove. So this week in the news, we got many confirmations from a couple of different outlets that the live action adaptation of the critically acclaimed series BioShock is a green light, with Netflix leading the charge on pushing this out. Now, no writer or filmmaker has been attached to the project just yet, but we will be hearing some correspondence on this in a few months' time. Now, also, there were some potential rumblings that Netflix may be planning to make a whole cinematic universe out of the BioShock series. So what are we thinking about this, man? BioShock on the screen. What are we feeling like?
I'm processing it right now, literally. I think like it's just such a weird, because I'm thinking about, oh, it could be cool, but then I'm like, oh wait, but it also could be really bad. I think it would be. I think it's in the middle ground of like it could be really good or really bad, mostly because BioShock isn't necessarily a super long game, and it's not like a story. It's like an RPG where you need to like pack every single thing in there. Like it's not like a Witcher where like that main campaign is like 30 hours or whatever, and all of it matters. It's more of like if the game took you 30 hours to beat, but the story is like the reason it took you 30 hours is because they're like, you need to go to this area and go collect the blah blah blah, and then
you went there, like all bunch of branching paths and stuff. It wasn't the main road you took.
Like you're piecing shit together, whereas like in a movie or a show setting, like 13 hours, let's say if it's a 13 episode thing or a 10 episode, like 10 hours, you can knock out a lot of the story. So I think it would be a really good idea. Honestly, it's probably one of the better choices of video game franchises to put into a TV show. I'm excited. I agree. But like with every video game, anything that isn't a video game, I am going to be cautious of it, because while it could either be really, really good, it could also be really, really bad. So we'll see where they go. I think that expanding on this universe would be cool, because we're not getting another BioShock game for ever, maybe. So like maybe giving it new life via Netflix TV shows. I'm pretty down for that. I think it'd be pretty cool.
I'm very interested in BioShock as a series. Of course, critically acclaimed is a dope ass series. One of the better narratives, one of the solidest narratives, in gaming. One of the best twists in gaming. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna spoil it if people haven't played it, which is kind of crazy. But
I haven't played it. Don't spoil it.
Yeah, do your thing. But it just really, really is cool as a concept. You know what I'm saying? Like just general plot. This ain't spoiler, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of greatest minds. You know what I'm saying? They came together. You know what I'm saying? And
I get it.
Yeah, came together, tried to go underwater. Shit went left, and everybody's went like batshit crazy. Wild. And I feel like that could be a really good incentive to put a pretty much a star-studded cast, honestly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you could really go pretty hard on, you know, the figures and faces that you put in there. Has to be a really, really like good, you know what I'm saying, solid placement in casting in terms of antagonists and what you trying to do. You know what I'm saying? I think there's good potential here in terms of viability as a series that can actually make that translation across the screen. BioShock's really good. I think it has really good potential. Again, really like again just off the wall visuals, you know what I'm saying? Looking at them damn big daddies and shit like that pulling up on you and stuff
The
and the
big
little girl,
ass
you know what I'm saying?
drills.
Like
Yeah.
it looks like it's doable. No, it's doable because I've seen a lot of different, you know what I'm saying, like visual effects that have been done over the years. It's more than doable now. It's
Mm-hmm.
just being careful with what you select from the lore, and if you're gonna build the cinematic universe for Bioshock, you know what I'm saying, picking the right pieces to start building off of. How do you start correctly? So it's just a little bit of care in what they decide to put out first with that type of stuff, man. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
if they go if they go what's the name, BioShock Infinite route, that's gonna be hilarious, bro. I'm not gonna lie, and that's a good plot in and of itself. Wild game,
Yeah.
but I'm like that joint to be crazy. I'm like, there's a lot of racism in that game though, so I don't know how they're gonna approach that shit.
I mean, that honestly, because of that, they might be like, oh, that'd be such a cool, like, current modern, like, I could see them being like, oh, let's start with Infinite, which would be stupid, but
Bro, that would be very, very wild. I'm not gonna
oh,
lie. But it could
yeah,
be an
it's,
intro to like the other universes and how it gets, you know, introduced. But I
no,
mean,
no, I know what you
for
mean.
popularity's sake, I think you would just go with the regular Big Daddy joints. You know what I'm saying?
I would even just say just to start because I
Just
feel like it would be
Rapture.
way easier. Yeah, it would be way easier to create a dark, like, underwater, like,
Yeah,
city. Because I've
a
started the
condensed.
first one. Yeah,
Yeah,
I started the first one. I didn't finish it, but it's easier to create like the environments in like a set than it would be to like create a floating city and having people
yeah.
like jumping from dimensions and shit. Because I played a little bit of Infinite and I played a little
Hmm.
bit of the first one, but I haven't beat them all the way through.
Yeah.
So like I think it'd be way easier to start off with Rapture, see what the reception is, and then go on from there.
I definitely. I'm just like, they really gotta just take time and really take care of, you know, making sure this translates across the screen. The eeriness, and, you know what I'm saying, sometimes a little bit of the claustrophobia of just the whole environment that
Mhm.
Rapture has. If they can capture that essence of just like, you know, like, okay, it's a really interesting world and you want to kind of tap into, but it's like that again, that immediate dark side, like this shit about to get crazy. Like if they can, you know, get that and make that translate, they're gonna have a good time with it. They're gonna have a good time with it. So I have some hope for this one. We'll see who gets tagged onto the project though. That's also a big concern, but we'll see. We'll see. Next up on the trailer trove docket, we have you know, Fallout. Damn, Fallout. Now this is interesting, and this has spawned a couple of different, you know, I guess ideas in my head of how this might go. But yeah, we got word this week that a Fallout project is being produced for Amazon Prime Video with Walter Goggins from Justified, The Righteous Gemstones, and The Hateful Eight being tapped for the leading role. So Goggins will actually be cast as a ghoul, which is of course one of the mutated humans that have been affected by the nuclear impact of the Great War. It's being co-produced by Amazon Studios and Kilter Films, which is the studio that produced Westworld and Person of Interest. And what are we thinking about this, man? This could go a lot of different ways, and I hope it goes one certain way that I'm thinking of. But go ahead, let's see what you're thinking, bro.
Like I don't know, man. I feel like every time we talk about the trailer trove, I'm always like my first concern, like the words that always come out of my mouth when it comes to anything new is like, I don't know, man.
Facts. That's facts.
Fallout series. Like it can again if it's set in the world and it has nothing to do with like 3 4 76, like it's just its own like, oh, this is from Vault 7,
Mm-hmm.
and like we have our own story and our own like post-apocalyptic. I think it could be cool. um I will be like, I don't know, like do we need a Fallout series? I guess is my question. Do we need it to be
Mm.
Fallout? Do we need it to be Fallout? Because we have had like zombie games, we've had things like that. Do we need a Fallout series game per se? I think it's a great area to explore. I think it's an interesting game world to be in. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, it's gotta have a good story, or I'm not gonna care. And if it's a
Facts.
good post-apocalyptic story, does it need to be Fallout, or are they using Fallout to get people in the seats? You know.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
I
feel
think
that.
I I think he's gonna be a good. Like when I saw who it was, I was like, oh, he's gonna kill that
Yeah.
role. That role
Well,
isn't. It's nothing crazy.
that dude's been firing a lot of roles he's touched. So I have no doubt about him. It's just the
Yeah.
plot and surrounding, I guess, the premise of what the actual series is. Now, I was like, yo, me personally, this is my quirky head. You can call me on bullshit, whatever. If they made this like a comedy style series where it's like, yo, he's trying to, I guess, build his own settlement, and he just runs into a lot of funny shit on the way, and they kind of make it like, like Abbott Elementary, you know what I'm saying, like Office esque, where it's like kind of like that type of Fallout thing, not necessarily the entire like the full gamut of like the cutaways
Mm.
and shit, like just like looking at a camera and whatnot,
No, I know what you
talking
mean. I know
like
what you
that.
mean.
But that type of style and essence of a series, I think that would be really, really hilarious because there's a lot of funny, things that could be put into the Fallout world, in my opinion, that can be really like I guess tapped into.
Yeah.
And again, with his style and what he does on the Righteous Gemstones, and like the hilarious show. This dude is actually like a lot of funny stuff that comes from him in terms of some of his
Hmm.
performance that he's offered up. I think it would be dope if they made it, like a comedy style type of series. I think it would really be impactful. You don't need to make it no drama filled ass shit because for me, Fallout's never been, super overly dramatic except for one story, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been, like okay, just messing with the whole environment. You got whole nukes as a gun. You dropping people off with the power
Yeah. Yeah.
armor
Yeah.
and shit on. You know what I'm saying? Trying to fight rad scorpions and rad roaches and shit. Like you're dealing with all these people trying to call you smooth skin. Like
Yeah.
is that type of shit. And it feels like a little bit more lighthearted than other stories might let on. I don't think it would hit as much if it's serious. You know what I'm saying? I would like a more comedic style approach, or you could go from the Goggins perspective on some variation of how New Vegas played out, bruh. If you do anything New Vegas, I think it's gonna be a hit. Anything New Vegas might be a fire thing, but I don't even know if like what I'm saying, like they got the rights to that because Obsidian and shit. Like I don't know how
Yeah.
it pans out, but if you make either a comedy style type of thing or anything related to New Vegas, I think that's gonna be fire because New Vegas was the best Fallout ever, in my opinion. I was about to say, and I don't think I'm alone in that shit either. So there's a couple ways to approach it.
I think I think you're very much on the money with it being kind of like, I want to say like kind of like a dark comedy, or like it
Yeah.
has its serious moments, but it's more of a comedy. I would definitely watch that show over a very serious Fallout type of show, because
I don't
if
know.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
watch
want
something
to see that.
serious, I'm like, we got Walking Dead. We have like 78 seasons of
Facts.
Walking Dead. We can pick one
Facts.
of them and pretend it's Fallout. It's not gonna be anything crazy.
Facts.
Especially if they casted him as a ghoul, it can only, I feel like if the ghoul is the main character, it can only be funny. Especially
Hmm.
him, who is like a funny actor. I think if they made it a funny, dark humor type s thing, like it would be way cooler. I would be more excited to watch that than something that's more serious, because you're absolutely right. The Fallout games only take themselves serious when there's a serious moment where it's like, oh, blah blah blah. Like you go from, like in Fallout 4, you go from like, oh no, my wife died. That's not a spoiler.
Yeah.
It happens like the first 5 minutes. My wife died, and then it's just like, I'm a wanderer. Then you're playing
Yeah.
like jazzy tunes, and you're shooting people in the face with
Take
laser
me
weapons. Like
home,
tell me
country
something.
road, to the
Like
play.
it's a goofy game. So I think a more like a dark humor type thing would be really good.
Facts. And again, it just feels like you could easily plop that in. It's like, yo, there's so many areas you can tap on, like the what's it called, the Dark Brotherhood or something like that, like
Mhm.
the Brotherhood of Power.
The
Was it the
Oh my
Brotherhood of Power?
god. No, it was the freaking, oh my god, I'm gonna have to look it up.
So yeah,
It
yeah.
was
Hold on,
the
wait. Brotherhood of
Armored
Steel.
Legion.
Brotherhood of Steel.
Brotherhood of Steel,
Thank
that's what
you.
it was.
I'm mixing it up with Skyrim. My
Yeah,
fault.
yeah, yeah.
My fault. But yeah, the Brotherhood of Steel, you can literally do like a whole episode where he stumbles upon the Brotherhood of Steel or one like chapter of it. You can like see what it does with him. Like there's a lot of areas where you can just drop in like singular episodes where he gets involved into different hijinks with different areas and stuff like that. Like, yo, he runs as like a giant ass, you know what I'm saying? Like a rad scorpion, and he gotta go like run from this motherfucker. And ends up in
Mhm.
some little location here and there, you know what I'm saying? Ends up stumbling upon a nuke. Like it feels like the world of Fallout is conducive to those kind of like insular episodes that are stories that can be locked off into like a lot of comedic paths. So I can see it going in that direction. And if all else fails, bro, just go New Vegas, baby, because you can't fail with the best story in Fallout history. Yes, I said it, and it wasn't made by Bethesda. I'm gonna say it again. It was not made by Bethesda, baby. Obsidian did that. Facts. But anyways, we're gonna move on to our next and last story of the trailer trove. So you already know what's coming. Couple weeks away. You know what I'm saying? The Batman is releasing in a couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? A lot of potential, you know what I'm saying, murmurings is coming out, all these reviews, you know what I'm saying? Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz looking mad, you know what I'm saying? They looking real like in that magazine, you know what I'm saying? People going all over the place, going crazy on social medias and whatnot, gawking over him and shit. I'm like, yo, Zoe, where she at though? But anyways, we're hearing a lot actually about the potential beyond this film. We're talking about the potential beyond Batman, just this initial release right here. So first and foremost, we heard a lot of intention from Batman director Matt Reeves to explore a potential sequel with Mr. Freeze as the main villain. Now, that's a really big bomb to drop, beforehand, before this first movie even comes out. And to one up himself, he didn't even stop there. We also got confirmation from an entertainment article / interview with Matt Reeves that he is planning to expand the Batverse and build multiple projects from his first iteration of this more grounded Batman saga. He was quoted in that article to say, what I really wanted this movie to do was create a Batverse, says Reeves. You don't do a story and go, this is chapter 1, because you might not get to do a chapter 2. So the story had to stand on its own. But the thing about it is that the Batworld is so rich with character that you're starting to come to an end. You can already start thinking about the next thing, because the idea, of course, is that Gotham's story never ends. So it's a lot of moving parts right here. But let's start a little bit smaller. First and foremost, sequel with Mr. Freeze as the main villain. Of course, he's taking this direction as more grounded, more detective based roots of how Batman actually started out as a character. How do we feel about that potential next step, introducing Mr. Freeze as a villain, in a Batverse and seeing him on the screen again?
Best thing you could have done. We don't need more Jokers right now. We need to cleanse our Joker palette. I think Mr. Freeze is going to be a phenomenal character because his backstory is so tragic that you could really build off of it very well in a sequel, because you're already going to have Batman's backstory built off. You're going to have these characters already modeled and shaped. So you need somebody that can carry a story in and of itself. You can make a Mr. Freeze movie. Really just building up his love for his wife and then it all falling apart kind of thing. I think that this is going to be chef's kiss if this happens. The thing is, did they even get signed on for a trilogy? I don't think they did, right?
They didn't, but he's already talking about literal multiple movies. He's talking in the open about this.
That's such a big dick move, yo. Is acting like the second movie got already made before the movie even dropped. That's an insane.
That's money. He dropping his nuts on the floor. He dropped his nuts on the floor in the interview. He's talking real heavy.
That is the biggest. I want to you gotta dab you gotta damn son.
Facts.
Even if this don't work out, bro, I see the vision, bro. I hope you get this trilogy, because I was this is I remember, I think I was talking to my boy Justin before the podcast, and I was like, oh, I think the sequel. He's yeah, didn't he get a trilogy? I'm like, I don't think that's a thing. Why does everybody keep saying? I don't think he got a trilogy. I think he got one movie, and I don't even think Pattinson has said I'm open to do more movies. Literally, everybody has been there's gonna be one great movie, and he's like, yeah, man, I can't wait till we do the second one. They're just what?
Listen, I think listen, I'm not gonna lie. You guys, Zoe Kravitz is my co-star. On top of being Batman, the checks I'm about to get into, and it was man. Listen, sign me up for 6, nigga. I'm straight. I'll be alright.
I really think it's gonna be dope, man.
Listen, bro. I from my end, this first part here again about Mr. Freeze. I am in love with this idea. Again, first and foremost, 100% agree. We need to cool the jets on anything Joker in another iteration, bro. Calm it down. It's cool. We got enough impacted Joker over the past few years. Again, with the Jared Leto version of Joker in Snyder Cut, which I like. You know what I'm saying? That little bit, which again, sadly, we're not gonna get enough of. I liked it. And then Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, which was that was a fire ass movie. But in this, kind of fresh start, there's no need to rush a Joker or put a Joker in this trilogy as of yet. You know what I'm saying? Because Gotham has so much life. I feel like there's a lot that they're tapping into. You know what I'm saying? Like Matt Reeves, it sounds like he just oozes of the sense of, okay, he knows what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? The Rick James aura and stuff. It's like it just reads, I know what I'm doing with Batman on the sides of it. To me, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's gonna be in this lane that I think he's going in the direction of. Again, but the sequel with Mr. Freeze, I think that's a really, really good villain to lead off with, because you're not, going so far off the deep end as to say like, oh yeah, this is like the craziest Batman story. You know what I'm saying? These powers are wild. You might as well have the Justice League in this joint. It's still a grounded level of Batman, I think. With the backstory and how you can apply him and stuff. He's just a cryo scientist basically. So it's like you can easily apply that to a real world situation or a more, closer to real life situation and still be in that vein of Batman that Matt Reeves was trying to stay in the pocket for. And again, just a story, the implications, of course, with possibly, like a Wayne tag, what it might be doing. Like he's easily insertable into that side of Batman. And I think it's great. I think that's a great next direction to take it, to be honest. Now, we haven't seen any Mr. Freeze on screen, of course, since the GOAT Arnold Schwarzenegger did his joint, in the 90s. But I know it's going to be hard to let go of, of that classic performance. What killed the dinosaurs, the Ice Age. Like, it's hard to let go of that shit. But I think we're going to be okay, guys. We're going to be okay by having another run at this. I really do. So in terms of that idea for a sequel, Mr. Freeze, double thumbs up. You get that from me. Just keep it pushing. For me, I already know this first Batman gonna be a banger, low key. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's gonna be it's gonna be hot. I think it's gonna be crazy. But anyways, I have no idea on who should be cast as Mr. Freeze. Jay in the chat says Scarlett. Jay in the chat says Scarlett Johansson, and I'm about to time you out, bro. But yeah, I have no idea as of yet. But I think the idea is good though. But yeah,
I think it's gonna be really good. I don't know. I don't even want to like cast it. Honestly, I'm just gonna let it rock. I want to see what they have, because whatever I say is, they casted people who I never expected to be casted in a Batman movie, and it looks good. So I'm just gonna let it rock, and we're gonna see what happens.
Word. I agree. Now, speaking to the bigger point of this, he said, "Fuck a sequel." Not just a sequel, baby. We starting a whole Batverse in my pocket of time, baby. We on my type of time. So Matt Reeves is already talking about a whole universe that he's wanted to tap into with this iteration of Batman. And the funniest thing is there was a quote actually from Robert Pattinson himself that was just talking about the Court of Owls. And the potential. He was like, "Yo, I would love to work with a story about the Court of Owls and whatnot in the media this week." And I was like, "Damn, you just why I dropping all this now? Why you teasing my heart? And the first movie ain't even came out yet." But just the potential of where they could go and what you might want to see in in a Batverse like this with a more grounded Batman.
I don't think we need a Court of Owls. Honestly, I like the Court of Owls, but I think the Court of Owls came at the right time when it did. Court of Owls came kind of later. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. I don't know about the earlier comics, but I discovered the Court of Owls in like New 52 Batman. So like to me it was like later, after you got your Mad Hatters, your Doctor, like not your Doctor Stranges. You have your Mad Hatters, you have like Joker, all these other people.
Yeah,
I like the Court of Owls as an idea. Maybe if they do Court of Owls, I would like to see that. I would like to see Court of Owls be introduced along with Robin, because that would give it a really good reason for him to have backup. It's like, yo, I literally can't do this on my own. So then he brings Robin in, if they're gonna bring like Court of Owls, things like that. I think it would be a good idea, but I don't know where if they want to stay grounded, I don't know where he can go. Like there's so much potential.
But it's hard. It's hard to not dip into the fanatical, because that's a lot of where Batman roams. And I think that was a lot of what he said in the entertainment article. It's like, yo, there's a lot of grounded stuff that we want to focus on, but then there's so much on the fanatical side of like, yo, bro, you dealing with all these crazy ass villains, you know what I'm saying, that are dipping into like, super like, almost otherworldly power and stuff. And like, how do you cope and how do you create that, consistent vision across movies without dipping into that, that rich lore? Like, it's dope, but it might not be consistent with some of the stuff that you're looking at.
Yeah, like when are we gonna get Killer Croc? Because he's also a villain, like Solomon Grundy, like the I think it's Clayface is his
Yeah,
name.
Clayface.
Like
Yep.
there's a lot of wild CGI heavy like characters that you would have to bring in to do.
Mm.
Bane would be like the next character I could see him doing without having to tap into like super crazy stuff. But like
Yeah, but that's still very close to like you're hitting the
you're playing
line.
in
You're hitting.
the yeah, you're getting real
Yeah,
close to. Not even that, you're also getting real close to the Dark Knight trilogy. Now it's comparable.
facts,
Now people are gonna be looking at your shit like, whoa,
facts.
wait, but
And I'm like,
what about
now
Tom Hardy
with
as a
that,
Bane? That was a better Bane.
facts. Now, do you want to do a League of Shadows? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you want to,
Yeah.
or you want to tap in with Ra's al Ghul? You want to tap in with that side? And again, it's still young Batman, so it's like I don't know if you want to tap into that so early. So I
Yeah.
feel like he's gonna stick at a certain level. You know what I'm saying? In this Batverse in this trilogy so far, I feel like this first few movies he'll stick up only to a certain point. Beyond, he won't go beyond certain like I guess power levels or power introductions or blah 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 whatever. I think at some point in this I guess saga that he's doing, probably maybe my guess like the second, maybe late end of the second, third movie, Hugo Strange. Hugo Strange would be a good enemy to have. I think
I would agree.
he'll be a really, really, really good introduction, just like to be as a major foil because Hugo Strange was fucking shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like he was on Batman's ass a lot. So I think that would be a really good grounded version of a person to really talk about. A dead shot will be really, really cool. You know what I'm saying? Maybe more of the
Vandal
assassin
Savage.
side. Oh yeah, literally.
Like
That that's
I don't
also
think
really
he's not a Batman villain, but he's somebody in the DC verse who is like interesting, but also I'm a human, so you don't have to worry about like making me crazy CGI.
that they listen. That could be an interesting one as well. Deathstroke could be one,
Deathstroke would be
and that could
really
also
good.
be a really good introduction to more of the assassin world and stuff that maybe Batman might not be introduced to as of yet.
Or even like an intro to, or even like a segue into like a Ra's al Ghul type
Yeah.
of scenario.
Absolutely. I can definitely see that there. Like he has run-ins with Death. He starts to have run-ins with Deathstroke, and Deathstroke's keeping his eye on him, and he's like, okay, cool. I need to figure out something. And that's when he's approached by the League of Shadows, and you know what I'm saying. That's when shit picks up. So I can see a lot of really, really cool grounded characters to do. I feel like Scarecrow would also be a good one, but I don't want to do another
Yeah.
Scarecrow because I like Cillian Murphy. I like the Scarecrow so much. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to like switch over so quickly to a new character.
If we want to step on some toes, we could even have like Lex Luthor in the picture at some point. If we really want to get crazy.
Hey, listen, I'm not gonna lie. I listen. I know
That'd be a cool
we
introduction to
different.
another Superman universe. I'm just
Hey,
I'm just saying.
I don't know what y'all doing on that side, but it's what I'm saying. It could be really, really cool. It could be
Warner
really,
Brothers
really cool.
calls me. I got ideas.
Facts, facts, man. It's just really, really. Sometimes we forget like how deep the rogues gallery for Batman goes on all levels. Like he has crazy powerful, you know what I'm saying, enemies that he has to deal with to a human scale, of course. And then there's just
Black
like really
Mask.
Black Mask, Sionis. Literally, Sionis could be a really, really cool foil. Harvey Dent as well, which would play very, very well into the themes of corruption. You know what I'm saying, and the stuff that we might be looking at in this first film. Harvey Dent would also really, really be that would be a really solid one as well. I think that's actually probably one of the more likely ones that we'll see, considering the themes that we're looking at in the first movie. I think that's a dope one. That's definitely a dope one. But yeah, there's a lot of places we can take it as, in terms of the grounded scale that a lot of these villains come from. And again, this is year one Batman that we're talking about. So we're really gonna be sticking to, like again, the crime, like the crime families, you know what I'm saying? People that are adjacent to the crime families and the wealth and the corruption of Gotham and stuff. I feel like we'll start to get that ladder of maybe people who are affected by, the whole Wayne umbrella of shit and how deep that goes. And then that's when we'll start getting maybe a little bit higher power characters, an assassin, a Mr. Freeze, this, that, and the third, you know what I'm saying? Like, but not go crazy into the, into the, like poison ivies and shit like that. If there's a poison ivy, I'd be cool with that, but like that'd still be kind of like a crazy stretch. If you want to keep it grounded, as Matt Reeves was trying to. Yeah, man, that's insane. But hey, listen, I already bought my damn tickets. As a matter of fact, after this podcast is over, I gotta go buy an extra ticket in case my father wants to come. So, you know what I'm saying? That shit lit. I'm telling you, boy, this Batman gonna be gas. This Batman's gonna be.
tomorrow Panda wants to go see Uncharted, but I'm using this as leverage so that I'm dragging her to Batman. Like she's like, I want to watch Uncharted. I'm like, I'll go to you with Uncharted, but you gotta watch this 3-hour Batman. I don't give a fuck if you
Yes.
fall asleep.
Yes.
If you don't want to, and I was like, if you don't want to go, that's fine. I'm gonna go by myself though. Like I'm going to watch this movie.
You hear that, Kings? Leverage your pieces. That's what I'm talking about.
Understand the cards that you're dealt.
Facts.
Learn to play the game.
Facts, baby. You gotta know when to hold them, man. Know when to fold them. All that type shit, man. But yeah, that's it for the trailer trove. Let's move on to the last couple of topics for today. So this one right here, as the weeks as they've gone on, we've heard more and more and more about how Battlefield 2042 has disappointed all parties involved, and we may have got some reasoning as to why. So this week, apparently, EA had an internal company-wide meeting where they spoke candidly about the misfires of 2042's release and what might have led to them, including major updates and changes to the Frostbite engine in the development cycle, lack of extensive research to stay up to date with customer perceptions and preferences. And there was also a lot of circulation around, the notion that the surprise release of Halo Infinite multiplayer played a part in 2042, the player base shifting away from Battlefield and over to, Halo Infinite and other stuff in that span of time. Now, EA rebutted that statement. They stated that these stories are not accurately capturing the discussion and the context, which was an in-depth and very humble internal conversation about the recent Battlefield launch. It was about key learnings and actions we are taking, not blaming external factors. Now, either way, is a lot to assess in terms of 2042's L's, on all sides from Electronic Arts. So let's talk about it, man. EA's latest round of, I guess, reasoning for why it failed, and the rumor that Halo kind of took some shit up from under their rugs. You think it's BS with the Halo rumors? Is it only the things that they mentioned? What are we thinking about?
It would be super hypocritical if I believe them when they say that we don't think Halo really had much to do with it. It's just something that we thought about. It would be if they're lying about this, then they're so full of shit that this spans multiple years. Because if they really believe that a game releasing near the release of another game has this much of an impact, then why the fuck did they release Battlefield 1 with Titanfall 2? Like if that was
Piss me
really
off.
if they
Don't make me load it.
really sitting here saying whoa, Halo had so much to do with our failure, motherfucker. You've handicapped. You're basically saying we've handicapped Titanfall 2. We ruined the release of Titanfall 2 then.
Say it again. Say it again.
It doesn't make sense. You can't sit here and say, oh, this game fucked up Battlefield's release. And it's like, oh, so you do believe that releasing a game at the same time is bad for its launch. Explain Titanfall 2 then, because you fucking shot that game in the foot and then told it to run a mile. So fuck you for that. We're never gonna get over that because we should be playing Titanfall 3 right now.
Facts.
That's what we should be playing, but we aren't because you guys thought it wasn't a good, successful game.
Affirmative.
Second of all, I feel like if you guys would have announced some of these big problems in the beginning, like the one thing that they said, lack of extensive research to stay up to date with customer perception. Why the fuck is that still a thing in 2022? Why the fuck aren't people talking to the fans? Like, to an extent, I get it. If you post a tweet and you're like, "What are you guys gonna see in Battlefield?" and it's gonna be half of it's gonna be a bunch of bullshit. I get it, but you're telling me that you're not talking to nobody who's a content creator for Battlefield, nobody who played the beta. Like, why didn't you talk to these people? Why didn't you bring these people in? Yo, we'll fly you out to California. We want you to try an alpha version of the game. Tell us what your thoughts are on this and let us know how we can build this out. Because a lot of the motherfuckers, every time I played a beta or an alpha or whatever the fuck of the game, they always gave me the same fucking bullshit. Well, it's in beta or it's in alpha. The bugs, we'll iron out the bugs. You never ironed shit out. You gave me a wrinkly ass game. There's nothing been ironed out about this fucking game on launch, post-launch. We're still waiting for scoreboards in the summer. So I don't know what the fuck y'all thought. Like, I think COVID had something to do with fucking up its production cycle. I get it, but you're not the only one. So it's really hard to fucking sit here and say that had a big ass impact. It might have, but you're not the only one. So I'm not gonna really sit here and hold your hand on this one because a lot of people had to do the same fucking shit. So you just can't sit here and explain to me like, oh, there was just a lot of big problems, and then instead of fixing those problems, the next year you cut the spending for the game. So you're just gonna let us take this big ass L. Honestly, at this point, the next thing I want to hear when it comes to Battlefield, I want to hear refunds. That's what I want to fucking hear. I want to hear my money back, bro, because I don't think I've played the game since November. And like by played the game, I don't mean like launched it, because I think I launched it maybe last month and it didn't work. Like I haven't played a full match of anything in that game since November because it doesn't fucking work. It plays like shit. That's just my 2 cents.
I'm there with you though. I like now speak on Halo's thing. Now I'm very curious to see what the internal reaction was when Halo dropped early. And I feel like if there wasn't a problem, you know what I'm saying? If there wasn't a problem with your own stuff, you wouldn't have looked at Halo to be like, okay, cool. Because the reasoning in the article and what it seems to be is that because Halo released and then Battlefield released, but Halo was less buggy at the time, they were like, oh, that might have changed the general perception. But I'm like, wait a minute. Shouldn't the crux of your whole project to make sure the game comes out in the best shape possible? So, if one's buggy, oh, you're more buggy and stuff like that. Yo, I think at some point, you just gotta kind of call a spade, you know what I'm saying? Do what's best for the branding of your release and the branding of your game. You dropped it anyway. I understand it, like, you know what I'm saying? It might have been a little bit too late, too late. They said, also in the article, it said, early, early feedback said, it was positive, and then later mock reviews said there was more bugs than they expected and stuff like that. So if that's the point, do what you can to mitigate that risk, you know what I'm saying, and keep pushing forward though. You got to be transparent with it though. There might be a delay involved or something like that, but it's tough that they got put under the cycle of this. And I said this before, I'll say it again. I don't want any game to fail like this, but it was just at some point you got to call a spade a spade. If you have to delay the game, you have to delay the game. And again, looking at some of the numbers, like the tides have turned where it's like Battlefield isn't even like a major, I guess dominantly significant portion of your revenue stack. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking about the Apexes, when you're talking about the FIFAs and whatnot, the Maddens and all that stuff like that, it's not as significant of a stack as it used to be. So there probably was ample room for them to say, okay, listen, we need to delay this a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? We need to make certain adjustments to make sure it's good. But for me, on my end, I'm just like, I feel like there should have been more time in the pressure cooker, and just looking at a lot of different angles to make sure it was the best release possible. Because again, another thing that was reported, it was like, oh yeah, they didn't go wide enough with their customer segments to get feedback, and then they didn't go as deep to figure out what features were needed and what features weren't. So that's why that might have attributed some of the reasoning of why there wasn't any voice chat, or why there wasn't any scoreboarding in the game base, which is wild to me, because I'm like, yo, I feel like internally you should probably have that as a base, regardless of whatever. You should have those certain quality of life things already stamped permanent before the game even drops. But apparently they just didn't understand like that some of those were imperatives. Some of those were needed for the state of a game to be as healthy as can be. Now I'm just like, bruh, it's a damn shame. And listen, you said it there, man. I should have went first, bro, because you said it there. Like the next thing probably should be updates. You know what I'm saying? Updates on refunds, or you know what I'm saying? Give me just pure freeness for the rest of eternity, bro. Give me half off for the next Battlefield game or something like that, bro. I'm like, it's wild at this point. It's really sad. I too have not touched Battlefield since probably like December. I probably haven't touched it since December. It's sad because it just doesn't work. There's so much wrong with it, and I want it to go right, but man, it's just I don't know what to say about that. It's just tough, man. They gotta hold that L, man. L's in the chat for them.
I just checked right now. Battlefield has 500 viewers. Not even, it hasn't. It's at 430 viewers actually.
430 viewers on Twitch.
430 viewers on Twitch, which is crazy because like that's not
wow.
even. There's like, it's sad. And at the end of the day, like Halo shouldn't even be. Y'all shouldn't even bring up Halo's name because they ain't got nothing to fucking do with y'all.
Facts,
because I don't
bro.
know any fucking overlap between the Halo community and the Battlefield community. I don't know
None that,
anybody who's playing Halo and is like, man, I like who's really playing
bro.
Battlefield and is like, this is just like Halo. They're completely
They're
different.
so distinct between each other. I'm like, yo, how do you, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe they're, I think the claim here was like, okay, this is a shooter, that's a shooter. So this one came out, it has a couple of bugs, but it's not as buggy as this one that came out. Battlefield's way more bugs, so automatically it's shittier. Whereas like, it just doesn't click to me. I'm like, yo, your community and
Y'all
the
play
people who are looking for
games?
your game, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are looking out specifically for you, bro. They're looking for, some people are looking for you. They don't care about Halo. There's some people who don't care about Halo. Oh yes, I'm one of those people. I'm like, yo, well, no, not like doesn't care about Halo because I care about Halo, but I'm saying like this.
I'm one of those people. Say
Yeah,
I'm one
no,
of
no,
those
no,
people. I
no.
don't care
I'm
about
saying,
Halo.
I'm saying like there are people out there who, irrespective of Halo's drop, are looking for Battlefield. You know what I'm saying? For me in that week, I was like, oh shoot, Halo dropped. I'm on that shit. Beautiful. Surprise drop. I love it. We here. We was playing the hell out of it. When Battlefield dropped, early access. I was there for early. I got early access and I was in there early. You know what I'm saying? Running into bugs and glitches. I was like, damn, that's crazy. Was playing it, playing a little bit less, playing a little bit less, playing a little bit less. Halo was still consistent until, you know what I'm saying, probably like late December, and then they stopped dropping maps. But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's just a disconnect that EA seemed to have with this series. And I feel like that's the reason why a lot of big changes have been made to, you know, the staff, to who's overseeing it. Again, the big thing with Vince Zampella is like, now that he did such a good job of Respawn, they're telling him, yo, bro, you need to do open heart surgery on Dice right now. You need to come over here and do this right now. So he's trying to make sure he's doing everything in his power to rectify what's been going on with this stuff, with the development process. And I'm just like, it's gonna be a long way back, man. They've lost a lot of credibility from the fans over this past release window, man. I tell you that much. It's gonna be a long trek back to, you know, redemption for Battlefield.
Yeah, I honestly just like I'm over it at this point. Because there's nothing you really can say to me or do that will really make me interested in this game anymore. Because it's
Fact.
just been so long, and the fact that the next drop of anything is gonna be in the summer. Yeah, you're fucking kidding me. Like
Yeah,
that's insane. That's insane to me.
that's lost, man. Lost, man. You gotta come correct.
Big loss.
L's in the chat. All right. And on to our next topic. Hey, remember how earlier in the show I said, hey, Nintendo was doing like something good? And I was like, yo, that's crazy. That's wow, they doing something good. Here's the cancellation, baby. By way of, you know what I'm saying, several math properties. We got to cancel it out. Let's talk about Nintendo. So this week it was announced that, of course, Nintendo will be shutting down their eShop for Wii U and Nintendo 3DS. And with that, a wave of content exclusive to the Wii U and 3DS platforms will not be available for purchase past the shutdown date in March 2023. Now, of course, when asked about what are the plans for some of the games that are going to be, you know, dropped off of the face of the earth after this, you know, shutdown, Nintendo stated they have no current plans to make any past games available for purchase, effectively vaulting them for good. Now, this this brought up a lot of conversation around the pirating of lost Nintendo games, the state of preserving games, and a lot of criticism from around the grounds, especially from the Game History Organization, citing Nintendo's efforts to lock games away from any access, especially illegal, through lobbying as a mode of destroying gaming history preservation. Now, this has been a recurring thing for a very long time, and this is going to touch on the bigger topic of why piracy is even a thing, because access isn't. But I just want to focus on Nintendo's move right here first and foremost. You know, let's talk one. Let's talk. Go ahead.
I would say let's not lose hope, but I would also say don't hold your breath. So we have a year. We have a smidge more than a year, but we have a year before this happens, right? Nintendo is known for they move pretty quickly, in my opinion, with the things that they want to do. So this could easily become the next, like March could come around and they could easily be like, all right, remember how we had the expansion pass for the Nintendo Online? Well, guess what we got cooking over here? And I don't even think it would really take them that much time. That's why I don't want to say like don't lose hope, because all they would have to do is port shit over to an emulator, which literally there's like one guy can make an emulator program. So if they really wanted to, they could easily be like, we're bringing over 3DS games, we're gonna emulate them on the Switch or whatever. Them saying they don't have any current plans is a little disheartening, because it's like, damn, So we just expecting nothing from you guys, and it's kind of sad because like the Wii U and the 3DS weren't like the 3DS wasn't as popular as the DS, and the Wii U was definitely not as popular as the Wii. But there's still some gas on both of those consoles, like games like
Wind
Xenoblade
Waker,
Chronicles 3.
Wind Waker.
Yeah, no, Wind Waker. Well, Wind Waker was on the GameCube, but like the GameCube, the Wii U version was also really good. The thing I'm like confused about, well, not confused about, but the thing is like they have games like Xenoblade Chronicles 3 got announced, but Xenoblade Chronicles the first one came out on the Wii. I don't know if it was on the Wii. I think it was on the Wii U, if I'm not mistaken. And it's just like, man, you guys can port the shit. We know you can port the shit. Everybody can port the shit. Like, why don't you just do it? It's kind of whack. It's very on brand Nintendo of them being like, I know what you guys want, but it's not what we want, so we're not gonna do it. And it's funny because people would be willing to pay for that shit. There's a lot of 3DS games that I'd be willing to play, like that I would willing to pay money for. Same thing with Wii U games. There are a lot of Wii U games that I'm willing to pay money that would work well on the Switch. Um, even Breath of the Wild was actually a Wii U game as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was on the Wii U and the Switch. Like you can make this shit work, but I just feel like y'all kind of just don't care in a sense.
Yeah,
Um,
this is
it's sad.
this is the thing for me. I want to, of course, be as positive as I can about all these situations, but then when we deal with the companies that we usually deal with and their historical tendencies, that we look at, it seems like the things that we would like to happen don't happen. With Nintendo's case, they usually do their own shit. They do not care about what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, as consumers, for the most part, I'm not gonna say the instance where they don't, because of course, we just talked about it earlier. The friends sharing tracks and stuff, that was a good thing. But on this side, there's so many games that people would want to play that you could easily put on a Switch shop or whatever, port over and do it, spend a little bit of time to transfer over to the current platform to make it happen. But just for some sake, I'm assuming from a business standpoint, of course, you want to shut down servers because they're wasting money and not as many people are on it. It's the natural life cycle of something. But for the certain games that are on there, I feel like, a little bit of time to actually port them over would be, again, a big surge to whatever existing sales for those games are, because you're moving them to a new system. You know what I'm saying? Oh, listen, coming to Switch, you know what I'm saying? Cloud or whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's these games right here. And then eventually, then you have whole, new ports for a bunch of these joints. But for the simple fact that I think from a business standpoint, they just don't care. They just don't care enough to do this. And, people are clamoring for this. There's demand for this and they still don't care. It's like, okay, cool. So you can't be mad when there's, when people are on these emulators trying to get it popping with this stuff, man. Like, I feel like there's a demand that's not being met. So they will find out any way they can to meet that demand. Again, there's a quote here. There's a quote here from Ultimate Shadow X on Twitter. I saw this the other day on one of the threads, and I thought it was, like, again, just really interesting, and I kind of resonated with that in a sense. He said, they said, I don't understand how people can't grasp that piracy is almost always a result of a service issue. A majority of people are willing to buy something if it's readily available at a fair price, so seeing Nintendo bootlickers act like it's anything otherwise is hilarious. And I think it boils down to that. It's just availability. If people want something and you're just purposely not making it available just for the fact that you don't care, they're going to find a way to make it available for themselves. And if there's somebody who's willing to provide that service, they're going to take that service. And it is what it is. Nintendo can easily remedy the situation by saying, okay, listen, give us some time. It's not going to be there immediately, but listen, we'll work down the line to, make this joint happen. We'll put these ports in place. We'll get these projects rolling. We'll have it, maybe for now, we'll have a majority of them on the cloud shop. So it's easy for us, not as costly, and y'all just deal with whatever's on the back end, but y'all still get the games y'all want. Cool. And we'll make it happen that way. But I feel like from some of the comments that we saw, they don't even care. Like, they're just like, yo, bro, listen, we ain't got no plans for that shit. Y'all gonna have to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna have to play it in your head. Like,
there's so many companies too that specialize in like porting things over, that they could easily just hire. Like it wouldn't take away from their like internal teams. They could easily be like, hey, we'll hire blah 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 who did the whatever, and they'll port this game over, because there's a catalog. And we're not asking for every single 3DS game or every single Wii U game. If you just did the hits, the essentials,
the
we would
big
be
ones.
fine with that.
Literally.
Like some people who would be like, yo, I didn't get the 3DS Beyblade game that I love playing so much. Like, yo, it is what it is. You
You
gotta
don't
take
give a
some, we
fuck
gotta
about
take some L's. You know,
that.
like we don't like we can't save everybody. You know what I'm saying? But
Facts.
it's just the fact that like they said
But
we're
there's
gonna
a
shut this down.
facts. There's a good amount of really like sought after games on the 3DS and the Wii U platforms that people want. There's like, okay, good luck.
Like
It's wild.
there's just oh my god, and it's just it's frustrating because we know that they don't care and we really want them to, but they're not going to. Like I
Yeah.
I'm a huge Nintendo fan, and sometimes they really do give us what we want, but I feel like we have to sacrifice other shit to get it.
Yep.
Like we have to like, give up certain things for Nintendo to listen to us for 1 second of the thing, because it's like, oh man, we finally got Mario Strikers, and it's like, now but you're also losing like this entire catalog of games. You're also gonna have to pay for like all like there's just so much. There's just so many things that it's just like it doesn't make sense. It's
Yeah.
just I wish there was just more transparency with Nintendo. Like at the end of the day, I wish they would be
Facts.
like, we ran the numbers. We really can't emulate all these games. We really can't port all these games.
Mm.
If you guys want to crowdsource it or whatever, go for it. Like that would be like something. But they just kind of just like, is that gonna cost us too much money? Fuck it. It's like,
Yep.
oh, a lot of people are upset. Fuck them. We're just gonna keep going. Like that's just kind of how it feels. And it's whatever, you know. Like I guess
Yeah.
the thing is like we can't even really fight them on it because they're gonna do what they want at the end of the day.
Yep. And it's sad, but again, you see people clamoring for it. You see people understand it, but just my point is, don't be mad when motherfuckers on, you know what I'm saying, Dolphin emulator, they getting it popping. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly,
Yeah.
cause they got a game they want to play and you don't got it. You don't got it on your platform. If there's a demand, somebody will make a supply. You know what I'm saying? Like it's somebody. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen at some point. A way will be found. If there's a will, there's a way, and something's gonna get through. So, you know, there's a lot of ways for Nintendo could have been made buku money if they just listened to certain things. You know what I'm saying? It spent a little bit of time. They took a little hit here, but then their return on investment would be so much greater. But again, Nintendo just have their own ways of doing things. They have a certain level of I wouldn't say disconnection, but just I wouldn't say numbness either. But it's just like sometimes they don't listen to us, nigga. They don't give a fuck. Yeah, there's a certain level of not giving a fuck, for lack of a better term. They just like, yeah, all right, cool. In this instance, cool. Here, we'll listen to you for the next like 3 turns. We're not gonna give a fuck. All right, cool. We'll see you on the last spin on a Mario Party, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll do it that way. And I'm just like, cool. Gets whatever results you there. But for me, I'm like, this sucks for the people who really want to see some of the big hits that are from the 3DS and Wii U era just going away for good, just like that. So hopefully there's some fix. Hopefully there's some way around it.
And it's funny because I looked up Wii U games to see which ones are the best ones that come up. Like, and it's funny because a lot of the Wii U games that are popular are already ported to the Switch. It's actually a lot of the big like the Xenoblade Chronicles. We got Xenoblade Chronicles. We got what is it? Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. You got Mario Kart 8 because that was on the Switch.
Yep, there's a deluxe.
The Splatoon games also on the Switch. Like a lot of the gas, like Bayonetta, a lot of gas from the Wii U is already on the Switch. So I guess that's why they were like the Wii U doesn't need to get ported over or whatever. But the 3DS, a lot of this shit isn't on there either. And I don't know if they really just thought that the 3DS like fans were just like a niche group, but I don't know. It's just kind of sad because like I fucking love my 3DS. There's some games that I wish I could go back and play, but fuck me, I guess.
Facts. That's wild, bro. Hey, man. Steam Deck coming soon, baby. March 25th. We're on the way, baby. You know what I'm saying? Coming with Dolphin Emulator, allegedly, just to get all your stuff in one row. Come on, baby. We're here. But no. But for real, though, we'll see what happens with that situation in time. But yeah, that is everything I got on the notes for the day, man. That's another episode down. Is there anything that we might have missed? Anything that we might have not covered when?
Anything that we might have missed? I don't think so. Outside of because the only thing that's really big pressing, if you're into RTSs, Total War Warhammer 3 came out on Game Pass. So
oh yeah, of course that
strategy games.
I'm about to say that other game too came out today. What's it called? Horizon. Yeah, Horizon Forbidden West. Yeah, that small ass game.
That small, the indie game. That
indie joint.
The girl with the beard or whatever.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yo. Hey, yo, to all you bum ass motherfuckers who are complaining about little strands of hair in a post-apocalyptic world, bro, shut your ass up, touch grass. You scrubs, bro, simpletons. Damn, bro. I was so annoyed when I saw that, bro. I'm like, dog, like she's trying to save the world, nigga. You got time to, like, you know what I'm saying, like get this down to a fine science.
It's not even like that's not even something.
And it's not even a beard, bro. It's just like it's peach fuzz. Nigga, I'm like, bro, you good?
Like, y'all are weird. Y'all are weird.
You think people in the post-apocalyptic world just get Brazilian waxes all the time? You know what I'm saying? Like straight down, everything smooth as eggs. Man, if you don't get your ass out of here and go touch grass, bro. Listen, man, that's ridiculous. I'm glad you brought that one up, bro. Y'all weird. Y'all weird online. Y'all weird. Oh my gosh, man. Anyways,
that's all the only other thing I can think of right now.
Yep, that's all I got, man. I'll probably open it up with another question that we got from the chat in the next episode. It's just a quick one, but yeah, that's all I have on my docket today. Honestly, man. Hey, listen, episode 10 is in the books. Thank you so much to everybody who tuned in. WenEazy. Any last thoughts before we get out of here? Any final closing remarks?
I'm gonna go watch Uncharted, so I'll let y'all know how that goes. Drink water and stay safe. And they don't make sure you save those 3DS games because they might be worth some money.
Facts.
In the future.
Facts. Hey, listen. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. If they don't have that main theme song in there, I need you to throw something at the screen, bro. Like dead ass, bro. If you don't hear that dum 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 dum, I need you to throw something immediately. Just whatever. Do what you got to do. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Listen. Thank y'all, everybody who tuned in. You know what I'm saying? I really, really, really do appreciate y'all, man. 10 episodes in, it's actually insane that we're getting up here. It's going by fast. I can't wait to see what, you know what I'm saying. I can't wait for y'all to see what we got in store. A lot of stuff is coming through. This, like, you know what I'm saying, going into the rest of this year, it's gonna be great. Please keep tapped in with all the channels. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm gonna give you the same rundown as I always give y'all, because damn it, if you haven't done it already, you gotta do it. You gotta make a new account and follow again just because of that. All right. Anyways, make sure you follow No Cooldown Pod on Twitter. Again, at No Cooldown Pod on Twitter to follow us for the latest updates on the streams when we're pulling up. You know what I'm saying, suggestions and all that stuff. Follow WenEazy's channels, of course, Wotaku channel on YouTube, WenEazy on all social platforms. Follow ThatManTripp on all social platforms and YouTube as well. Make sure you stay tapped in with all of us, man. Listen, 2022. I'm gonna say it again. We just warming up, baby. We just warming up. 10 episodes down, a whole lot more to go. No Cooldown. We are out.